More than 1,700 residents have been evacuated. Some refuse to leave, enduring another danger: poor air quality because of toxic gas. The polls open this hour in 4 states. It's primary day, and there are races for the governors and House and Senate in Indiana, Ohio, North Carolina, and West Virginia. Fox News, fair and balanced.
In Chicago, 59 degrees this early morning. 5:02 on AM 560, The Answer. I'm Mike Scott. Chicago is coming off its most violent week of the year. 85 were shot between Monday, April 30th, and this past Sunday. Of those victims, at least 9 have passed away so far in 2018. The city is averaging about 42 shootings each week. Meantime, an investigation is underway after an 11-year-old boy was killed by a stray bullet over the weekend in East Chicago, Indiana. David Anderson was shot in the head Saturday in the 3700 block of Elm after a fight broke out between 2 other kids and someone opened fire. City staff and council members will meet in a closed-door session this week. They'll be discussing $4.9 million that's unaccounted from a restricted funding source that supports the cash-strapped Gary, Indiana City EMS operation. Chase Bank statements recently reviewed by Gary Councilwoman Lavetta Sparks Wade and fire personnel showed the account has a balance of $337,000. But according to the city's accounting system in Gary, the purported balance was supposed to be at $5.2 million. No one hurt after a pallet factory fire on Chicago's south side. Large blaze broke out last night at B&S Pallet in the 500 block of West Route. Flames were doused in less than 1 hour. Mayor Rahm Emanuel may get another high-profile opponent with a connection to the police department in the mayoral race. AM 560's David Stewart has news on Lori Lightfoot.
Former federal prosecutor Lori Lightfoot is resigning as president of the Chicago Police Board. That move sets the stage for a possible challenge to Mayor Emanuel. Chicago Sun-Times reports Lightfoot's hired a pollster, a political consultant, a fundraiser, and a direct mail firm she may announce later this week. She worked in the Daley administration, and Mayor Emanuel named her to the police board twice and also to a special task force on police reform. The two split over that task force's recommendations that were based on a finding of systemic racism on the force. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
This morning, there is a land battle involving the proposed Obama Presidential Center on Chicago's south side and local residents. Chicagoans there say they're owed a major slice of parkland for some of the acres in Jackson Park that will be stolen by the Presidential Center. 3 park groups are rejecting claims by the Obama Foundation and the city and the Park District that closing and digging up Cornell Drive in the park should count as a replacement for the missing land. The city of Des Plaines is taking action to prevent underage teens from vaping. Des Plaines City Council passed an ordinance last night that bans vaping for those under 18. The vote comes after administrators at Maine West High School complained too many students have been smoking the e-cigarettes. Will County has seen the highest number of fatal opioid overdoses in its history. The county coroner's office reporting 85 died from heroin or fentanyl overdoses in 2017. That figure up from 78 in 2016. Investigating and responding to that crisis has been expensive for Will County. The coroner says it cost his office more than $100,000 a year to investigate overdose cases. Former suburban man has been sentenced to life in prison for sexually assaulting 2 children he knew and who were under 13 at the time. Yesterday's statement from the King County State's Attorney's Office says 33-year-old Timothy Arnold assaulted the children over 6 years in Aurora, starting in 2011. Arnold had lived in Aurora for a short time, more recently residing in Tennessee. Chicago police are searching for a man accused of robbing several far south side homes and then leaving the scene on a 10-speed bike. Authorities say the suspect would enter a house through a window and then steal electronics and jewelry and bolt on the 10-speed. The culprit is a man in his late 30s The most recent incident happened last week at a home on West 105th. At the Lyric Opera last night, chef and owner Gabrielle Hamilton of the restaurant Prune in New York City took home the Top Chef in the Nation award at the James Beard Awards, and Alabama's Highlands Bar and Grill won the Outstanding Restaurant honor. That restaurant in Birmingham was a double win for the Highlands. They won Outstanding Pastry Chef as well. Beard Awards moved to Chicago in 2015 after being based in New York for more than 20 years. The awards will remain here in Chicago through 2021. We are happy to report this morning that White Sox pitcher Danny Farquhar has been released from the hospital. His doctor believes he'll be able to pitch again, just not this season. Farquhar had surgery after suffering a brain hemorrhage April 20th while in the dugout. The 31-year-old had already pitched in 8 games for the White Sox this season. Ian Happ homers from both sides of the plate, driving in 5. Cubs demolish the Marlins 14-2. Cubs and Marlins play the second of their 3-game series tonight at Wrigley, while the White Sox open up a 2-game set against the Pirates at the rate. The news, a service of Discover Student Loans. Figuring out how to cover college costs, Discover Student Loans is one of the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, 0 fees, plus students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply. Limitations do apply. 5:08 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
She's such a beautiful little puppy. I mean, we walk around the block and neighbors always say, her hair is so beautiful.
Healthy and shiny and glossy. DINOVITE.com.
Fatty acids, omega-3s, and omega-6s are great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
I would really recommend people starting their puppies on Dynovite before they get into what I would call the misery index. Bad skin, bad ears, bad breath.
Because if they're getting all their vitamins, micronutrients, microbials from the beginning, then you're not going to run into the problems associated with the allergies,
grass, pollen, dust, dirt, fleas, ticks, you name it.
And the itching and shedding down the road.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
Dynovite for life.
This is Ed Lukasevic
And Cindy Lukasevic.
inviting you and your pets to Dynovite.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
I'm Dan Proff.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today you can be part of the solution and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
5:11 on AM 560. Time for a dry basement and a healthy home. It's time to call Permaseal, 800-421-SEAL. Let's get an update on that ride to work this morning in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. We welcome in Jim Talamonte.
Good morning, Mike. 8094 West fam. Seeing delays in Grant, Burke, rollover semi-crash. 2 left lanes are blocked there. The eastbound side looks fine. west side of Chicago. Madison has reopened between Costner and Pulaski. There was a fire at Monroe and Kildare nearby, and there's still plenty of fire activity in that area, but Madison has reopened. On the expressways and tollways, there's a lot of overnight work, a lot of ramp closures, but that's all pretty much cleared. Still have some work on the outbound Ryan starting at 87th, the 3 right lanes. We're not seeing any significant delays. You'll have baseball traffic. Both Cubs and White Sox home tonight, and in Geneva at noon, the Cougars have a home game. Traffic service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Care Centers or Napa Auto Parts stores, you'll get a $50 Visa prepaid card by mail when you spend $250 on Napa brakes. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Some exclusions apply. Offer expires 5/31/18. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Here's our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, partly to mostly sunny, high 82. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, low 59. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy and not as warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 75 and a low 58. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Updating our temperatures this morning, 59 at O'Hare, 60 along the lakefront. It is 60 at Midway and 54 this morning in Aurora. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Empowered Investing, the show dedicated to investors. Saturdays at noon on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy.
It's hard to do radio with food in your mouth.
Almonds, yeah.
Yeah, I brought in some healthy snacks today. Some
Yeah.
alternative choices to Uber Eats, McDonald's.
Good, because I'm,
What?
starting to fill out. I got to get out there and...
You mean after that all-inclusive 7-day vacation?
Exactly.
Putting on the pounds?
Yeah.
Well, you could eat Big Macs. That guy that ate his 30,000th Big Mac, he actually lost weight since he started eating Big Macs. He lost 7 pounds.
Yeah. Because it goes right through you.
No, he's from
not to
Wisconsin, and
do
he
bathroom humor at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, he promises to eat 40,000 Big Macs before it's all said and done.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
We got a story out of New York, and boy, oh boy, another male feminist following in the footsteps of a New York Attorney General you now know commonly as client number 9. How the male feminists fall in the Me Too movement, and it's the New Yorker on the case again, just as it was with Harvey Weinstein, who former New York Attorney General, who resigns effective the end of today, Eric Schneiderman, who couldn't be more insufferable, accused of 4 women by 4 women of physical abuse.
And he was the lead prosecutor, lead attorney on the Harvey Weinstein case.
Well, and in addition to that, he's also the leader of the legal resistance to Trump.
Yeah, well, he headed that Trump University lawsuit where 600 people complained. But yeah, so what he did, I mean, how he thought he could get away with this is unbelievable. 4 women have come forward to the New Yorker. 2 of them gave them their names. One is Michelle Manning Barish. She says that after weeks of being involved with Mr. Schneiderman, she says that they were preparing for bed, still fully clothed, and all of a sudden, he just slapped me open-handed with great force across the face. Then he pushed her down on the bed and began to choke her. This was under no circumstances a sex game gone wrong. I did not consent to physical assault. And then later he said, hitting an officer of the law is a felony. Another woman, Tanya Selvartaram, of course I butchered her name. She's a Sri Lankan-born author and actress. She says that Schneiderman called her brown slave, and sometimes he'd tell her to call him master, and then he'd slap her until she called him master.
We could rarely have sex without him beating me, said Miss Selvaratnam.
Okay,
Selvaratnam.
let's go with that.
Selvaratnam.
No,
yeah.
if I say it
Selvaratnam.
5 times fast, Selvaratnam. Okay.
Yeah. I think he has seen one too many episodes of Billions. Has Eric Schneiderman?
Oh.
He thinks he's the Paul Giamatti character, and
That's right.
do you watch the show?
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes.
Oh.
Oh.
Got a ways to go.
I sure do.
I mean, obviously, his psychoses go much deeper than that Showtime series. But he was obsessed with having a threesome and said it was my job to find a woman. He said I'd have nothing to look forward to if I didn't and would hit me until I agreed. This is a Harvard-educated writer, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Third romantic partner says she does not want her name identified. Obviously, she said that she was subjected to non-consensual physical violence. A fourth woman, who's a prominent lawyer, says Mr. Schneiderman slapped her with force after she refused his advances.
This is a guy who bragged about working in an abortion clinic.
Oh, he did?
Oh, ladies, he's got your back.
He's Mr. Me Too. Not anymore. He released a statement last night.
I'm a maniac.
No, this is I don't understand this. Help me out. In the privacy of intimate relationships.
Oh yes, here we go.
I have engaged in role playing. Okay, 50 Shades of Grey. I have engaged in role playing and other consensual sexual activity. I have not assaulted anyone. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross.
Tell us more. Don't leave out any of the details because Tanya Selvaratnam is certainly isn't. Oh, here we go.
It's 50 Shades.
And Tanya says her year-long affair with Mr. Schneiderman was a fairy tale that became a nightmare.
See?
So.
Yeah, man, that's so crazy. Well, why did it take so long to get busted? Why? I mean, the woman said, after the most difficult month of my life, she spoke up for her daughter, for all women. I could not remain silent and encourage other women to be brave for me.
Maybe Schneiderman and Spitzer can open a law firm.
Oh, the Schneiderman Spitzer.
Schneiderman and Spitzer. This is Schneiderman tweeting a bit back. Sexual assault survivors, what happened to you is unconscionable. We have your back, and we are fighting for you. What in God's name is going on in the New York Attorney General's office? What is the problem there? New Yorkers, can you find someone who isn't a sexual deviant to be your Attorney General? Is that so much to ask?
I'm sorry.
Boy, it's fascinating.
Well, the article came
so
out,
many
and
levels.
then Governor Cuomo came out within hours and asked for his resignation, and then he complied.
His brown slave.
Schmack.
How does that comport with identity politics? All you leftist, cultural Marxist types, huh? I look forward to the Eric Schneiderman speaking tour on college campuses.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, why a Chicago cop was honored by PETA. But first, here's your forecast. It's going to be warm today, a high of 82 with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, mild, a low of 59. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, not as warm. We do have a shower or thunderstorm, a high of 75 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. 8094 westbound. Traffic jam. Grant Burr Street. Rollover semi there. 2 left lanes blocked. Edens is fine. Kennedy looking good. Express lanes opening up now on the inbound side. The Eisenhower looks good. Same goes for the Stevenson. Inbound Ryan, little heavy approaching downtown. Outbound at 87th. Road work at the 3 right lanes. The on-ramp for 87th is closed. Bishop Ford inbound. Traffic getting congested. Cottage Grove to the merge. Outbound there's work in the left lane. 111th, 115th. always good for now. Jim Talamonte, the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
You know I love MyPillow, but here's the answer for the rest of your body. It's the MyPillow mattress topper. It keeps your entire body comfy and cozy with 3 unique layers of comfort that evenly support your body weight. I have mine right now in Marcus Brown's office, and we're going to be lugging that to the minivan after the show. I hear it helps relieve pressure points. It keeps your body temperature regulated all night, not too hot or cold. I can't wait to try it. And for the month of May, get 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper plus 2 free standard MyPillows with your mattress topper purchase. You heard right, folks. 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off a mattress topper. You get the same 10-year warranty on your mattress and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Go online or call now and grab this great deal and others, including what I love, the pet bed. You can throw that in the washer and dryer. So many people throw out their pet beds, Dan, but you don't have to. If you get a MyPillow pet bed, you can just wash it and dry it right there. 30% off those pet beds, sheets.
Is it chew resistant? My dog eats his pet beds. Like that pet bed you gave me.
Yeah, what happened?
He tore it apart.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Destroyed it.
No, yeah, these are chew-free. We'll try it. Okay. Well, I'm going to order you one today. 30% off your pet bed, sheets, and more. And yes, you can still get the 4-pack deal in the month of May. Call 800-489-0201, promo code Amy, or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
It's not easy being a mom, but my Chrysler Pacifica makes soccer practice a little more fun. I can binge all my shows at the available Uconnect Theater, open the Stow and Go seating to grab my hidden romance novel, or just jam out to the radio.
Hey, Mom, what was that song?
Huh? What song? I didn't hear a song.
Chrysler Pacifica. It's loaded with attitude. Chrysler is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Caring for your parents. Learning you have a health condition. These are moments when people realize that where you get your medicine matters. And they look to CVS Pharmacy for advice and ways to save money. Plus, you can earn up to $50 extra rewards each year just for filling prescriptions. So join us at CVS Pharmacy.
Terms and conditions apply. Not valid on all prescriptions, including those purchased in Arkansas, New Jersey, or New York. Other state restrictions apply. See cvs.com/pharmacy rewards or the pharmacy for details.
Dan Proft here with Ryan Kelly. He's the home loan expert, homeloanexpert.com. And Ryan, we know your business is getting people homes, refis, but what do you do when you're not doing that?
I guess that answer depends on if my wife is listening.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And I mean that in a way that, as a business owner, I struggle. I walk a fine line between running my business and working hard for my clients to get them great mortgages and spending enough time with the family, And as my wife and I have been married 10 years, we have 3 kids. And as you know, it takes a lot of time to be around the kids and do everything to be a good father and a good husband. So when I'm not at the office working on mortgages, I'm just like everybody else. I like to go to sporting events. I like to have people over for barbecues and really big into giving back. Giving back means a ton to me, my family, and the company. Refinancing or buying a house, don't get abused by those other lenders. Apply online today at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, Dan. The Home Loan Expert, LLC.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At TermBusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-569-5440. That's 1-800-569-5440. You're probably paying more than you should. Call TermBusters, 1-800-569-5440, or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-569-5440. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in. and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Well, it's May. I mean, you know what that means.
It is International Respected Chicken Month.
Yeah, exactly. It's May, I said. Synonymous.
I don't know if you knew that, but I learned that this morning that it's National Respected Chicken Month. And the reason why that's coming up because PETA decided last night to award a Chicago police officer an award after he rescued a chicken in Lincoln Park. The call came in April 21st. Somebody said there was
set the scene for us, please.
Somebody said there was a chicken in distress at the corner of Lincoln and Cleveland. Officer pulls up. Yeah. Officer pulls up, sees a chicken in
a dog.
No, it's a chicken. Chickens are people too, they say, according to PETA. Female chicken was inside a plastic bag, legs tied together. Still alive, so the
chicken
officer.
Right? It was somebody grilling out in Lincoln Park?
Stop it. The officer took the bird to the police station overnight. He wasn't sure if he'd survive, so when he checked in on the next day,
mouth to beak,
he found the chicken was alive. And so he took the chicken to the Chicago Chicken Rescue. Now, I didn't even know we had a Chicago Chicken Rescue, but according to PETA, so the officer...
It's called Chick-fil-A.
The officer followed up on the bird's progress and was told it's thriving and currently mothering several abandoned chicks and ducklings that have been sent to the rescue.
You can get one of those at the Hometown Heroes giveaway at Chick-fil-A Chicagoland area stores today.
The more I think about it, the more I love chicken. A great, great meat.
Can't argue with Norm Macdonald impersonating Larry King.
PETA hopes the story, Dan, will encourage everyone to see chickens as sensitive, living beings who feel pain, fear, and love, just like our cats and dogs. PETA, the officer, PETA's going to send the police department a framed certificate and an award letter and vegan chicken from the Chicago Diner, which is a vegetarian and vegan restaurant.
And let me give that Chicago police officer some advice, and that's very nice what he did, and that's great.
Yeah.
We should care for our animals and our natural environment and all that. And you should take that certificate and send it back here of Ingrid Newkirk, the lunatic president of PETA, and say, you are a disgraceful organization who compares chicken to Jews. Holocaust on your plate billboards talking about chicken.
Right.
You are a horrible organization full of a bunch of crackpots who compare orca whales to slaves. So thank you, but no thank you.
You know, and all this doesn't say what the officer's name is. Last year, PETA gave the CPD the same award after an officer saved a dog from drowning. Remember that in Lake Michigan? So, yeah, and anytime a Chicago police officer saves an animal, there's a certificate coming your way. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer. What?
Keeping on the same topic.
How do you top that?
The Hunger Caucus in the Illinois General Assembly. The Hunger Caucus. Wait till you get a load of Will Davis at 5:38.
And later, I think Melania Trump and President Trump are getting back together, if you know what I mean. We'll explain. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Haven't we already done 50 Shades of Grey this morning? And now you're going there again. Wow. 56 degrees, clear skies. The wind south-southwest at 5 miles an hour. Humidity's okay right now. We'll keep our eyes on that. Much cooler at the lakefront. Warmer in the suburbs later today. President Trump will announce this afternoon whether he's going to pull out of the Iran nuclear agreement, recertify it, or something in between. Military analyst Barry McCaffrey argues pulling out of the landmark accord, according to him, would not benefit the U.S.
The Iranians would probably not suffer economic consequences of any significance, and they would likely to be raced to a breakout and have a nuclear device.
In broad strokes, the agreement between Iran and 6 world powers lifts sanctions that crippled Iran's economy in return for tight limits, according to the agreement on the Islamic Republic's nuclear energy program. New York State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman leaving office today. The move comes after the New Yorker magazine published a story yesterday in which several women he was romantically involved with accused him of beating, choking, and verbally abusing them. Jane Mayer co-authored the piece for The New Yorker.
There are 2 women in this story who are on the record, and they are speaking out because they really felt it was so important at this point, and they wanted to make sure that other women didn't fall into the same situation with.
While denying the accusations, Schneiderman did admit to having engaged in role-playing. Voters in 4 states head to the polls today. Primary ballots will be cast in West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, and North Carolina. Closely watched races in Indiana and West Virginia. Thousands of medical workers in California joining a strike by University of California employees today, disrupting critical and non-critical surgeries and medical appointments at university hospitals. Retired Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North's appointment as the next president of the NRA will give some star power to the gun lobby. North, 74, the Marine at the center of the Iran-Contra scandal in the 1980s. It will be the biggest celebrity to lead the 5 million-member gun lobby since Hollywood leading man Charlton Heston. Threats from eruptions of Hawaii's Kilauea volcano are still a major concern.
Just the thought of losing everything we've worked so hard for, and my kids' childhood home, and our community all having to go through it again.
Emergency officials say earthquakes are now striking the southeast tip of the Big Island at the rate of 1 an hour. Chicago coming off its most violent week of the year. Tribune reporting at least 85 were shot between Monday, April 30th, and this past Sunday. Of those victims, 9 have died. Major investigation in Gary, Indiana this morning, where city staff and council members will be meeting in closed-door session throughout the week to discuss $4.9 million that's missing from a restricted funding source that supports the cash-strapped city's EMS and fire operations. The Pokemon Go Fest is returning to Chicago this summer in spite of its disastrous debut in the city last year. The event will be held in the Lincoln Park area July 14th and 15th. And this morning, an apology from the University of Florida for actions of an aggressive usher at one of the school's commencement ceremonies on Saturday. Several African-American students were observing a long-held tradition among black fraternities of dancing on the stage as they celebrated getting their diplomas. But then a faculty member apparently started yanking the grads off the stage, and video of that behavior went viral. Ian Happ homered from both sides of the plate. Cubs demolish the Marlins 14-2. Bears getting ready to continue their preps for the 2018 season, holding rookie minicamp beginning on Friday. The news, a service of Discover Student Loans, figuring out how to cover college costs. Discover Student Loans, one of the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, 0 fees, plus students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher sees another distraction from the media.
They're trying to distract from Iran and the showdown, the looming showdown perhaps between Israel and Iran. So what does the media do? They go into their crap file. They say, okay, here's a crap file. We got anonymous reports. John Kelly has called the president an idiot. Would it surprise you if that's the way they do business?
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
A good parking lot is essential to a good building and a good business.
This is Kevin Berquist. My company is SKC Construction, home of GreatParkingLots.com. Great parking lots. The name says it all. We make your parking lot great. We are an industry leader in seal coating. You can trust our company to do the work for your company. We have the same traditional values as you. We use a process and application that makes sure you get a great job that lasts a long time. I guarantee you'll have a good experience. Check it out, greatparkinglots.com.
Go to greatparkinglots.com. Schedule a free inspection and get a quote to make your parking lot a great parking lot. Special early season discounts if you act now. Save the expense. Fix, don't replace. Contact SKC Construction now for commercial parking lot seal coating and maintenance. SKC Construction, home of greatparkinglots.com. greatparkinglots.com.
5:37, a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. 8094 westbound traffic's at a standstill. Broadway to Burr. Roll over semi. 2 left lanes are blocked. The truck, we're told, was carrying some Freon cylinders. Eastbound side is okay. Eden's fine. Kennedy looking good. Same goes with the Eisenhower. On Stevenson, just a little tight around Pulaski. On Ryan, traffic's heavy from 95th to 79th. Cermak to Burn Circle. 19 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 22 minutes, 8094 to Merge. Tollways are okay. Traffic service at Al Pamati Ford. Stop before you buy your new car. You must visit Al Pamati Ford now. Truckloads of new cars and trucks have just arrived. Everything's priced to sell quickly. Al Pamati Ford, 25th and North Avenue in Melrose Park. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Partly to mostly sunny, pleasant, high 82. Partly cloudy and mild, 59 overnight. Currently, 59 at O'Hare, 60 along the lakefront. And your next news update is at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity. Right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. You think New York is the sickest state? You might think so with Spitzer and Schneiderman. Soon to open a boutique dating service, I understand.
Maybe he'll find that third and open pulling for him.
Illinois is presenting some stiff competition. Markham in south suburbs. Majority African American community. ABC 7 had a good report on how a number of families. Well, let me tell you this: every family in Markham is getting hammered by confiscatory property taxes, but some are getting hammered more than others. A practice known as pin slamming involves two property index numbers, your PIN number and your property, linked to one home. It's not always disclosed in closing documents. So some families say this pin slamming, the unknown additional PIN number attached to their home, is doubling property taxes. You have some of these families paying between $6,000 and $12,000 a year
to live in Markham
in property taxes for homes that are valued at well under $200,000.
I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, Jason Knowles did the story for ABC 7.
He's so good.
It's known as pin slamming. When two property index numbers are linked to one home, and it may not always be disclosed in closing documents.
Keeps me in the hole constantly.
The slam is doubling Irving Merrick's property taxes.
And I'm paying for two.
From about $5,500 a year to $11,000 a year.
It's actually the worst case of pin slamming to date that our office has ever seen.
Well, what can they do? I mean, how do they reverse it?
Well, what should happen is the Cook County Recorder of Deeds should correct the property record, and then the assessor's office should adjust the property taxes accordingly.
Terrible, anxious. I think it's unfair. I just don't want to lose my home. fearful.
You've worked hard for it.
I've worked hard for it, and worked hard to keep it. I mean, when I came into the home, we had to do rehab work, so we've invested a lot into it. So it's my hope that I keep my home and that I be taxed fairly.
Her real estate attorneys and title company told her about the 2 pins in advance, but she says she didn't realize her taxes would be $12,000 a year until she was at the closing. Why didn't you pull out of the deal?
Again, because all the money that was invested.
And the listing shows the taxes to be about $6,000 with 1 pin.
That's Ouida Jones, is the woman you heard from, another Markham resident. And, so there's a little bit of caveat emptor here, but the problem is, and people have to educate themselves about property taxes, but the problem is the system of property taxation in Illinois is so Byzantine and arbitrary. You can understand where people don't have a full appreciation for what they're going to be facing if they're not getting good counsel from a real estate professional and or attorney.
Then you're kind of retired and you're on a fixed income, it don't come easy.
Their annual tax bill is about $6,500 a year for 2 pins.
Well, sheriff delivered papers saying that my house was being sold for back taxes for a pin that I didn't even know about.
That's the Hodges family. You like these stories? This is Illinois.
Breaking my heart.
Talk about barbarism. You may have barbarism in the Attorney General's office in New York. We have barbarism as a matter of course under the rule of law, such as it is in Illinois.
Should the title companies be finding multiple pins?
They're in a position to examine and determine whether there's multiple pins. There are instances where the property description is complicated, and sometimes that extra pin might slip by.
Yeah.
How does that? It just slips by. It's just an accident.
And what is Will Davis doing about it? For example, Will Davis is state rep who represents Markham area.
He should be all over this.
Oh,
This
no.
should be his main mission. Drop everything else.
Sorry, I sent out a letter yesterday because, as you know, Amy, May is not only chicken
Respect Chicken Month.
Don't choke the chicken. What is
No,
this
it's
month?
called International Respect Chicken Month.
That,
Dan.
yeah. It is also the month that features Illinois Hunger Summit and Lobby Day in Springfield. It's May 8th and 9th, today and tomorrow. Rally at the Capitol Rotunda.
Oh, boy.
Will Davis is leading the Hunger Caucus in the General Assembly, featuring several pieces of legislation.
To what?
The College Hunger Bill.
Oh.
Apparently, there's some kids like at Eastern Illinois that are not able to eat between meals, snack between meals, and this is a statewide crisis. Hunger relief tax check off healthy local foods incentive fund to alleviate hunger in Illinois by decreasing blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So while his constituents are being fleeced, their homes sold out from underneath them, that retired couple, the Hodges in Markham. What's Will Davis doing? Making sure the kids at U of I get the food they need to survive in Champaign. I mean, this state, isn't it? It is something. Your state, for most of you in our listening audience. Joe in Hoffman Estates.
The sad part of this story is that all of the people that were just on the radio in Markham and the rest of Illinois will be going off to vote Democratic coming up soon. So
yeah,
everyone gets what they deserve.
Good
Well,
and hard.
hopefully this will change
Thanks, Joe.
their political party
Oh,
affiliation.
no, well,
I mean,
they,
I don't know.
They love Will Davis, right? Don't you, in the south suburbs? Yay, Will Davis. He cares about us. He's worried about my son when he goes out to DeKalb to make sure he doesn't starve to death.
You said something
At
once that
NIU.
has stuck with me. No one in this country will ever die from starvation because there's always a food pantry. There's so much. There's different entitlement programs you could go, and then there's different churches. You have Catholic charities. You have our church.
You have to
can make a
try.
meal.
You'd have to do it purposefully. I mean, we have something like a dozen different and often redundant food support programs at the federal level. You have 100 million people in this country that are on some kind of, or qualify at least for some kind of food support
How
program.
many?
100 million. Bruno in Naperville.
Yeah, is it legal to have a double pin like that, or is it just some sort of an administrative error? And if it's an administrative error, aren't these people entitled to being reimbursed for their double taxes? I mean, just like you'd have to pay for back taxes if you hadn't paid for a couple years, why shouldn't the government have to pay if the people overpaid?
Well,
just like if you
yes.
overpay on income taxes.
Yes, if it wasn't disclosed, you heard the one. Thanks for the call, Bruno. You heard the one woman admit that it was disclosed.
Yeah, but when you're at the closing, that's the worst time. I mean,
well, it's the best time.
And I'm looking at these.
Get out
houses.
from underneath it.
I mean, that much for property taxes for the square footage that they have,
As anybody,
and the neighborhood they're in, no
right?
offense.
I mean, this is why it's so difficult. Talking about this for years, nobody wants to listen. Okay, except the people who've moved out. There was in the ABC7 story, Mario Reed, who's a Cook County Recorder of Deeds fraud investigator, said, "quote It's actually the worst pin slamming to date that our office has ever seen."
Okay.
So
who's going to fix it, and when?
We don't fix it.
Hidden property taxes? It's just fraudulent.
What help people? What? I'm talking about Illinois and Chicago and Cook County. What are you talking about? We don't fix things here. We get outraged over them, and then we do nothing.
Oh, I'd be out of my mind.
I don't. Yeah, no. This isn't going to get fixed. These people aren't going to be helped. Will Davis can't do everything, Amy. He's feeding college kids. Mark in Lake Forest.
Dan, I sympathize with these people because the taxes in the south suburbs are just confiscatory, but they're only taxing based on the value of the property. If you've got two lots, you may have two pins. It shouldn't double the taxes unless the lot is worth the same amount.
Right.
You cannot record a deed in Cook County without having the pins on it. So people have to know this. And as you say, if you've got a title insurer, an attorney, or a realtor involved in this, they should be disclosing this. But it's not hidden. It's not like there's a mystery tax out there. It's based on the confiscatory levels that they're taxing them.
No,
And
that's right. But when, as in one of the cases, according to this ABC7 report, the pins were not disclosed in the closing documents, then that's not exactly fair deal.
No, that's fraud.
Yeah,
that's fraud.
right,
But
right.
you can't record that deed because if you're getting a deed that says you have two lots, you're not recording it without those pins.
You can't record that deed. Let me introduce you to the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office, Mark. Thanks for the call. I appreciate the point.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
By the way, there's an easy way to solve this so this never happens to anybody else.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Everybody listen. Lean into your radios.
Do not buy property in Illinois. What is wrong with you?
The weather is going to be okay here in Illinois today. Chicago, plenty of sunshine, warm, a high of 82 degrees tonight, mild, a low of 59. And for tomorrow, we're going to have a shower thunderstorm roll through here, a high of 75 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Any traffic tie-ups in Markham? Here's Jim Telemonte.
Well, Amy, right now, Markham looks pretty good as far as traffic goes. Like taxation, Indiana, where the taxation is much better, there's a big traffic jam. 8094 westbound, it's a solid mess. Broadway to Bird, two left lanes are blocked there. Rollover truck carrying some Freon cylinders. There's northbound I-55. We're seeing delays pretty far south. This is near 59. Got a crash. Check that. Actually, it's a vehicle fire in that area. Farther north, Stevenson's getting heavy early. It's 49 minutes already, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Pony up there to the mic.
Americans in every tax bracket got a tax cut thanks to the tax bill signed into law last year. The economy is growing, wages are rising, and Americans are feeling better about the future. And you've got more money to spend on what's important to you and your priorities. It is your money, after all. But Democrats in Congress who voted against the tax cuts are promising to raise your taxes if they win in November. They want to take your money back to spend on their priorities. Only you can stop them. To find out how much more of your money you get to keep instead of sending it to D.C., go to taxcutswork.com now. There's an easy-to-use calculator, and it will tell you how much money the new tax cuts are saving you this year. Check your savings at taxcutswork.com, then sign a letter to Congress telling them to keep their grubby, filthy hands off your tax cut savings. Go to taxcutswork.com because the money you're saving is yours. Go to taxcutswork.com, check your savings, and let Congress know you want to keep your savings.
There's always that time of day when the sun creates havoc at the office.
This is ridiculous.
You're literally blinded by the light. Can't see a thing on your computer monitor and feel like you're baking in an oven. Make your office or storefront distraction-free with custom shades from 1-800-4BLINDS. You'll keep your customers comfortable, protect furnishings and decor from fading, and have happy, productive employees that don't have to stop in the middle of a project because of the glare. 1-800-4BLINDS can get the job done quickly with their local in-house installation crew. You'll save money on window treatments that not only look great, but will also help you shrink utility bills with special heat-reducing shades that can trap heat between the window and shade. They also offer custom painted solar shades with your logo or photo image printed directly on the shade. Get the sun out of your eyes. Call 1-800-4BLINDS direct for a consultation today. 773-447-5448 or visit 1-800-4BLINDSchicago.com. That's 1-800-4BLINDSchicago.com.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
She's such a beautiful little puppy. I mean, we walk around the block and neighbors always say, her hair is so beautiful. Healthy and shiny and glossy. DINOVITE.com.
Fatty acids, omega-3s, and omega-6s are great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
I would really recommend people starting their puppies on Dinovite before they get into what I would call the misery index. Bad skin, bad ears, bad breath.
Because if they're getting all their vitamins, micronutrients, microbials from the beginning, then you're not going to run into the problems associated with the allergies,
grass, pollen, dust, dirt, fleas, ticks, you name it,
and the itching and shedding down the road.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
Dinovite for life.
This is Ed Lukasevic
and Cindy Lukasevic,
inviting you and your pets to Dinovite.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
Hi, I'm Todd Pals, owner of Homewood Bat Company, a top quality baseball bat made right here in the Chicagoland area. Homewood Bat Company is all about using the best in materials and craftsmanship to create a truly remarkable baseball bat. I've been a client of Precision Payroll for a number of years, and when I started the Homewood Bat Company, I wanted them on my team. From working with me when I had 1,200 employees at another company, and now with less than 50, their service has been exceptional and their value is unrivaled. You want more runs in the game? Give Homewood Bat Company a look. You need a home run for your business? Precision Payroll should be the next call you make.
Thank you, Todd. It is so cool to see you make Americana. Precision Payroll would like to go to bat for you. Call me at 630-242-1507. That's 630-242-1507. Or on the web at precisionpayroll.com.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on this Tuesday morning, got a big jam on 8094 westbound from I-65 to Burr. There's a rollover semi. It's carrying some Freon. 2 left lanes are blocked. I-55 southbound past 52. The vehicle fired and then has the right lane closed. Edens is okay for now. Kennedy, inbound, 22 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound 23 on Eisenhower. 35 minutes, 390 to the circle. Outbound still good. Stevenson is heavy, 55 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, 43 from the Tri-State. Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 still good. Bishop Ford, 25 minutes, 8094 to the Verge. But Adams Tollway stop and go from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. Traffic, service of Comcast Business. Small business, internet providers promise you a lot. Comcast Business offers fast gig speeds across their network. AT&T doesn't. They offer more complete reliability, up to 8 hours of 4G wireless network backup. AT&T doesn't. Comcast Business gives you more. Comcast Business, built for business. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues after a full update from Fox News and your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, here's meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today more sun than clouds with a high 82, partly cloudy night, low 59. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, breezy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm with a high of 75. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
59 at O'Hare, 60 along the lakefront. Our next news update. After Discover Student Loans figures out how to cover your college costs. Discover Student Loans is one of the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, zero fees, plus students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations do apply. At 5:59, here are the stories we are following. On AM 560, The Answer ahead of Fox News. Chicago coming off one of its most violent weeks of the year. 85 were shot between Monday, April 30th, and this past Sunday. Of those victims, at least 9 have died. An investigation continues after an 11-year-old boy was killed by a stray bullet over the weekend in East Chicago, Indiana. Another high-profile name is expected to challenge Mayor Emanuel next year. Lori Lightfoot resigned yesterday as head of the Chicago Police Board. It's a major land battle involving the proposed Obama Presidential Center on the south side and Friends of the Park. Chicago sports, Cubs demolish the Marlins 14-2 at Wrigley. White Sox open up a 2-game series against the Pirates tonight at Guaranteed Rate Field. Partly the mostly sunny today. WIND Chicago News Time, 6 o'clock.
Iran is waiting for President Trump's decision. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and if he pulls the U.S. out of the nuclear deal he calls terrible, Iran's president says,
in this issue, Americans will be the main losers.
Hassan Rouhani admits his country would face problems for a few months, but they'll pass through this. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave, the world is watching as President Trump prepares to announce his decision on the Obama-era agreement this afternoon, a deal he called a disaster while running for the White House. Some international leaders are calling on the president to work on the Six-Nation Pact rather than abandon it. British Foreign Minister Boris Johnson says the president shouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. A group of Senate Democrats sent a letter to the president saying withdrawing from the agreement would be detrimental to our national security interests. Dave?
Rachel, the polls are now open in 4 states that President Trump won.
We need secure borders. We need the wall. We need immigration stopped. Illegal immigration stopped.
She's in Ohio and will vote for Jim Renacci, a Trump-backed Republican hoping to challenge Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown. There are 3-way GOP races in Indiana and West Virginia, also vying to replace incumbent Democratic senators. There are also races for governor and the House as they vote in primaries in North Carolina as well. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions went to the border in San Diego a week after that caravan of Central Americans arrived seeking asylum.
I have put in place a zero-tolerance policy for illegal entry.
And warning migrants and human smugglers they'd be prosecuted, warning parents they'd be separated from children. New York's attorney generals resigned hours after Eric Schneiderman, a strong supporter of the Me Too movement, who had sued Harvey Weinstein, got caught up in his own sexual misconduct allegations.
2 accusers going public describe Schneiderman as manipulative, quick to anger, and violent. They also say he physically abused them during sex. Schneiderman, in a statement, admits to engaging in role-playing and consensual sexual acts, but denies assaulting anyone.
Fox News, fair and balanced.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Dan Proft here, and I'm joined by Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, homeloanexpert.com. And everybody knows the housing market is en fuego. That means hot. But how do you take advantage of it? That's why we have an expert here. His name's Ryan Kelly, as I just mentioned, and he's going to tell us. Ryan?
Well, I appreciate it. Let me jump on, Dan, and you're exactly right. The housing market is hot, and homes are selling fast. You know, if you're thinking about selling your house, that's great. Just put a for sale sign in the yard, make up a price, and it should go fairly quick. If you're thinking about buying a home, it's never been more important to make sure you're working with a strong mortgage lender. Believe me when I tell you, you are not the only person watching those same streets, those same neighborhoods, the same school districts, waiting for the house to come on the market. There's a lot of people out there waiting for that same house. So make sure you're prepared. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com. That's thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, Dan. The Home Loan Expert, LLC, Tennessee Residential Mortgage Licensee.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Alpha Wealth Group, bringing the trilogy of estate, tax, and investment planning together. Visit alphawealthgroup.com for a free report.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. A tale of two first ladies, Melania and Michelle. We'll start with Melania. It was her day yesterday.
Yeah, she announced her initiative, the Be First initiative. Now, what's that about, you might ask? What do you think that's about?
I don't know, but I want you to describe it in your Melania voice.
Today, I champion for kids. No more bullying. No more opioid abuse. No more. It stops today.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Your Melania is getting better.
Thank
that
you.
really is pretty good.
Because, of course, every time she's on, I mean, it's must-watch TV. I actually changed my schedule yesterday so that I could watch her entire presentation of her Be First, which is about kids, but it's not solely focused. It's about bullying. It's about opioid abuse. It's about things that are important to her.
An awareness campaign dedicated to the most valuable and fragile among us, our children.
Now say that. Now say that. Because I want to compare them side by side.
It's a campaign. Oh, I forgot.
Well, play it again and then repeat
An
after
awareness
her.
campaign dedicated to the most valuable and fragile among us, our children.
An awareness campaign dedicated to the most valuable among us, our children.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she focused on cyberbullying, which many people thought was hypocritical, since her husband, the elephant in the room, was sitting in the first row, and he's authored 450 plus tweets, according to the New York Times, that have bullied other people, such as Rosie O'Donnell.
How do you bully Rosie O'Donnell? This is the term. Like, I don't know what that word means anymore.
Uh-huh.
If I'm in an argument, even if it devolves into name calling with another adult, they're calling me names, I'm calling them names, I'm bullying them? No, that's silly. That's silly.
Children's online habits and raising awareness around the importance of positive behaviors. I will continue to work with those who are fighting drug addiction. And most importantly, I will continue to travel and speak to children directly about both their victories and difficult realities they face.
I just got in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, she is stunning. Her approval rating, 57%, by the way. And she walked out in this number yesterday. I mean, just when you think she can't get any classier or more beautiful, she stuns us with this gorgeous Ralph Lauren, too bad it's not D&G, jacket that was like a creamy brown suede color. I mean, it was gorgeous. Found out it goes for $6,000. That's why she has nice things, because she can afford nice things, and I want her to have nice things.
We all want her to have nice things.
We do. And you know what was nice yesterday? President Trump and Melania, I think the sparks are starting to fly a little bit.
America is truly blessed to have a first lady who is so devoted to our country and to our children.
I saw him when he embraced her. He pulled like a Brad Marchand, and he like licked her face or something. He was all up in her grill.
No, it was a European kiss, but it was it was good. I was glad to see her in their personal space.
Everywhere she has gone, Americans have been touched by her sincerity.
Or would like to be.
Moved by her grace and lifted by her love. Melania, your care and compassion for our nation's children, and I have to say this, and I say it to you all the time, inspires us all.
I mean, he was a little, I felt like there was something there. I felt like this could be salvaged.
Salvaged?
Well, I know.
Oh, come on.
Well,
they're getting divorced,
no,
are they?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think, they hit the reset button in their relationship yesterday in the Rose Garden. I'm hoping, pulling for them.
All right, they took
it was
to the
great
next level.
he looked at her too when he was talking to her, and he was very sincere about how much he appreciated her.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was a kid in need and she came to my hospital room, I'd feel better too. Okay,
she has healing power. There's no question.
She's a superwoman.
Now, for the other side of the coin, Michelle Obama, former First Lady.
Was she wearing D&G? Dolce and Gabbana? Dolce and
I don't want to
Gabbana?
I don't want to say something catty. I don't. I'm not going to take the bait.
Okay.
She was at the State of Women's Summit in L.A. over the weekend. And
or was it in Chicago?
Well,
sounds like something we would host.
Yeah, we do have, you want to mark your calendars. I'm glad you brought that up. July 5th to 8th, you want to block off. If you're doing like a July 4th weekend, you don't want to do that. Or, taking the July 4th time around July 4th off. You don't want to do that. Got a big 4-day conference in Chicago. Socialism 2018, which is bringing together hundreds of socialists and radical activists from around the country to take part in discussions about Marxism, working class history, and the debates and strategies for organizing today. Organizers are encouraging everyone with an interest in overthrowing capitalism to attend. So that's July 5th to the 8th in Chicago. So you want to just kind of, just a little bit of summer planning.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're welcome for that.
Thanks.
But back to the Women's Summit in L.A., while Melania was talking about cyberbullying and drug abuse and the like, focused on kids, Michelle was focused on kids, too. she was focused on hating male kids and spewing propaganda about female kids.
I still think that our girls are taught to be perfect. And I think that they still dream of weddings and the security of the Prince Charming coming to say. I still think we do. I think we're working on it. I think, you know, I'm proud of what I hear from young girls, but I think something happens when they get to that stage where you're supposed to be married and have kids.
And then this actress Tracy Ellis Ross, who's on the show Blackish.
Yeah, Diana Ross's daughter.
She exclaimed, "Missed it!" Because she's an unmarried 45-year-old with no children. And Michelle Obama said, "Good for you, good for you." But there's still the notion when you say, "Oh, you don't have kids," Tracy Ellis must not be happy because she's not married with kids. And then Tracy Ellis Ross said, "Look where I'm sitting, ha ha ha." Let me tell you something. Michelle Obama championing childlessness. Idiocy. She is that same woman who was only proud of America when they elected her husband president of the United States. She has great loathing for this country. She certainly has loathing for the values upon which it was founded, including the traditional family structure, because she's a cultural Marxist. And I have the standing to say the same, to respond to what she said in the same way that Tracy Ellis Ross did, if I wanted to be a navel-gazing hack, ignoramus like Tracy Ellis Ross. You don't have to have children. But let me tell you something. Not all life choices are equal. Having children is better than not having children. I don't have children. So let me say that again. And I'll take calls on. Having children is a better life choice than not having children. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line. 64636-DA, turnkey.pro, text line. And Michelle Obama persisted.
I wish that girls could fail as bad as men do and be okay. Because let me tell you, watching men fail up, it is frustrating.
Very frustrating.
It is frustrating to see a lot of men blow it and win. And we hold ourselves to these crazy, crazy standards. We hold each other to these standards. And so what do I... Well, when I was young, I was like a regular kid. I dreamt of play those games of who are you gonna marry, which of the boys, and the number game. You remember that?
Yeah.
That
little origami thing.
The origami thing where you have the number, and in there would be the boy, how many kids you'd have, and where you get married. And it was, for me, it was Hawaii, believe it or not.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I didn't know what I could be. I didn't completely know. I'm still of that generation where our dreams were still pretty limited.
Yeah.
So what do I want for?
Yeah.
I think if we want our daughters to dream bigger than we did, then we have more work to do.
Yeah.
We haven't really, you know, I think so many of us have gotten ourselves at the table, but we're still too grateful to be at the table to really shake it up.
I'm so fascinated to hear from people who listen to that string of empty-headed nonsense. One, like, Alinskyite cliche after another strung together and nod their head and say, yeah. Michelle Obama's from that generation where you couldn't dream too big. She went to Princeton. She went to Harvard Law. She got a job at Sidley Austin. She got a phony baloney job. Speaking of failing up, she got a phony baloney job at the University of Chicago for upwards of $500,000 that they eliminated after Barack Obama and Michelle were off on their merry way. It was a sinecure. And this is, but to be a member of the left, no matter how much has been given to you in terms of opportunity or even patronage, in the case of Michelle Obama, you have to play the victim. And this is all encouraging women to play the victim. They're being oppressed. There's crises, all these crises around that are afflicting young women particularly in schools, right? She talks about this obsessively. And we talked about it the other day about what's actually happening at the collegiate level with graduates across all degree levels. 60-40 women. How about STEM? The crisis in STEM. We need to get more women and more girls at the K through 8 level into STEM classes. Well, here's some more data that gives lie to the conventional pap spewed by the likes of Michelle Obama and, idiot Hollywood actress backup singers. High school level for college-bound seniors who took the 2016 SAT test, we've got some data. More high school girls than boys take 4 years of math. More girls than boys, 55-45, take AP honors math classes. Good. More high school girls than boys. Why is it good? Who cares? More high school girls than boys take geometry and algebra. On average, girls get slightly higher grades, 3.24 in high school math classes than boys, 3.21. More high school girls than boys take 4 years of natural science courses. More girls than boys take AP honors science courses. Girls are more likely than boys to take high school classes in biology, chemistry, physics, geology, or geology or space science. Girls get slightly higher grades than boys on average in natural science courses. You want to tell me about the crisis again? But boys are disposable. And boys, grow up to be managers who are oppressing women in the one-dimensional caricature of boys and men from radical left feminists like Michelle Obama. And what do? We just sit back and take it. And I know a lot of women don't. Frankly, it's women who rally to the defense of men more than men do.
Yeah, I feel bad for men right now. You guys are under attack. Your every movement and everything you did, not only last year or 5 years ago, maybe 20, 30 years ago, is being scrutinized.
I don't feel sorry for Eric Schneiderman.
Well, it wasn't if, it was when he was going to get caught. We'll go over that tawdry love story later.
In fact, I love it. Marty in Naperville.
Hey, I don't know if this is going to make much sense the way I try to say this, but isn't this actress that's on the show, that's Diana Ross's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And she's proud. She's proud that she's 45 and she's there today because she doesn't have kids.
Right.
What if Diana Ross didn't have kids?
Yeah. Good.
Well, it's just ridiculous. It's just, And as far as Michelle Obama, the more she talks, it's whatever.
Do you miss her? You miss her terribly? Thanks for the call, Marty. Yeah, I know. You find her stunning.
I think she's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
But now Melania's here, and, Melania's captured my heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a no-brainer.
It's an upgrade. Mike on the north side.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Let's look back at Michelle Obama. For some reason, black women consider her almost a deity. She has not had a paying job in 14 years. Before that, she lived off the government. Her greatest accomplishment was marrying her baby's daddy.
Well, thanks for the call, Mike.
She's smart. First of all, she got into a selective enrollment high school. She went to Whitney Young, and that was
like 40 years ago.
Well, it was still a selective enrollment, okay?
Yeah, no, she went to Princeton. She went to Harvard. I read her thesis at Princeton.
What was it about?
The beginning of the end of the Ivy League in terms of intellectual standards. That's for sure.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next, we're looking at a cat fight at City Hall. But first, here's your forecast. Today, mostly sunny, pleasant, a high of 82 degrees. Wow, that's summer-like conditions in spring, that's for sure. Tonight, it will be mild, a low of 59. And for tomorrow, some showers, thunderstorms rolling through here, a high of 75. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Dan. Good news in northwest Indiana. Things are clearing up on 8094 westbound. It's still heavy from I-65 to Burr. There was an earlier truck crash. Everything is cleared out of the way. All lanes have reopened. Eden's just a little heavy inbound approaching the junction. Kennedy, 22 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound 23. On Eisenhower, delays start at Wolf Road. 35 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 30. Mount Stevenson heavy. Delay starting at 3:55. It is 55 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive, 43 from the Tri-State. Ryan, 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 still okay. Bishop Ford, 25 minutes, 80-94 to the merge. Northbound Tri-State stop and go from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Eastbound Adams Tollway heavy from the Tri-State to the Kennedy. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
You know, I got a phone call yesterday from one of our loyal listeners asking me about St. John's Northwestern Military Academy summer program and said, hey, are you really standing behind it? And I said, yes, I'm actually sending Peyton and Eli there for a week. There's 4 one-week sessions. You can do day camp or you can have them boarded overnight, which I'm going to do. I can't wait. The boys are so excited.
Who's more excited, them or you?
I don't know. They got to pick out their activities. There's hunting skills, there's paintball, there's sailing, kayaking, fishing, and scuba. It is an amazing place. I went up there for myself to check it out. It's been around since 1884, and it's normally a place for young men, but now women will be allowed to go to and enroll at St. John's Northwestern Military Academy. It's not a place for juvenile delinquents. No, there's children from all over the country, all over the world who go to school there during the year and attend summer camp. Grades 7 to 12, again, boarding or day boarding, going full co-ed, and it's a place you can trust for your son and now daughter. As a mom, I want to know that if I choose a military boarding school, that it would encompass the values that I look for. Limited registration for that co-ed summer camp, so go now to their website and sign up. The website is sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org, or call 1-800-SJ-CADET. That's 1-800-SJ-CADET. You can also schedule a visitation if you'd like to check out the property for yourself. It is a gorgeous place. It is a historical place, and it's been serving young men with outstanding education and preparation for life since 1884.
Ever since I was little, I imagined owning a bakery. With hard work, I made it happen. But after this weekend's robbery, I realized that I need to protect my dream with security.
I've got a great answer for you. Alarm Detection Systems, your local family-owned business, understands the threats you might face. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6300 and find out how we can protect you. License number 127000143.
I'm worried that my employees are costing me a fortune every month in damaged or missing inventory. I'm not sure how to solve this problem or who to turn to.
Alarm Detection Systems installs video cameras that watch over your place of business, reduce loss, and increase profits with advanced security. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6300. That's adsalarm.com or 630-844-6300. Alarm license number 127000143.
For more than a half-century, Mueller CPA and Financial Advisory has provided audit, tax, outsourced accounting, business consulting, and financial advisory services to Chicagoland companies. Mueller provides customized financial guidance to a client base that includes independent business owners, startups, local government, and nonprofits. I'm with Dave Nissen, Mueller Managing Partner.
Thanks, Dan. Mueller values being part of the community for the last 50 years, meeting our clients' financial service needs. A major component of meeting those needs is our professionals' superb knowledge and their ability to deliver timely and quality solutions to meet our clients' challenges. Whether you're interested in tax minimization strategies, looking to expand your business, or need assistance with business planning, our team can help. Our goal is your company's financial success today and over a lifetime.
For questions about how the recent legislative changes can specifically affect your business or how to effectively plan for these changes, call Dave Nissen at 847-888-8600 or visit MuellerCPA.com. That's Mueller, MUELLER, CPA.com.
Your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
Illinois deserves an honest analysis of the problems facing our state. Avoid the spin from the mainstream media and Springfield insiders by tuning in to Illinois Rising every Sunday at 3 p.m. AM 560's Dan Proft and the Illinois Policy Institute tackle the policy and political issues that matter most and discuss possible solutions. So if you're sick of the status quo, then be sure to listen to Illinois Rising this Sunday at 3 p.m. on AM 560. The Answer.
Gentlemen, when it comes to your daily health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. Hi, Dan Proft here. I personally recommend choosing my friends at Low T Center. That's where I got my levels tested. These guys are great. They make it quick and easy. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, cause lack of motivation and drive. It can raise your cholesterol levels, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. If you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, it's time to get your levels checked. At Low T Center, they accept most health insurance and will even verify it for you. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. It's been their specialty for many years. They know men's health, and they're reinventing men's health care. When it comes to your health and daily quality of life, do what I did. Get your numbers checked. You owe it to yourself. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Proft sent you. The number 312-239-3427. Call 312-239-3427 or go to lowtcenter.com for more information. That website again, lowtcenter.com.
AM 560.
This is a democracy, and we will make democracy work.
El Gallito. This is how we do it in the Hillies 4th District. Just another Democrat unrealistic. I want to hear you scream impeach 45. El Gallito.
El Gallito Pequeña.
Yes, El Gallito Pequeña.
El Gallita.
Jessica Gutierrez.
El Gallita Pequeña.
She made her big announcement. She's 30 years old, and she wants to be the alderman of the 30th Ward. Came out yesterday, her dad, teary-eyed, crying in the corner.
Yet, too often, he has failed to step up and lead. Instead, he does what he's instructed.
That she's talking about the incumbent Alderman Ariel Roboras. He is an ally of Mayor Rahm Emanuel's, and she's taking him on because you know what? I don't think they want to let control of the power. I think they want to stay in charge or have a seat at the table in Chicago.
Sometimes having a father with such a big name is intimidating. But now, I am a young, independent young woman, and I'm very comfortable in my skin.
Yeah! You know what? I remember the first time I heard that speech, it was a young lady like Lisa Madigan who captured our hearts and imagination and cleaned up this state as Attorney General.
She did. Her father, Luis Gutierrez, of course, is going to support her, but the problem is he's running Rahm Emanuel's campaign, and Rahm Emanuel is very good friends with Ariel Roboras.
I'm going to support my daughter. As a father, obviously, I never want to have to make that choice, but I think it's pretty clear whose side I will be on.
Yeah, get the message. Mayor Emanuel would not. Reporters tried to ask him 3 times about this race yesterday, and he ignored all the questions. And does she care? Does Jessica El Gallito Pequeño, does she care if she has the mayor's support?
At this time, we're just focusing on the people of the 30th Ward.
Yeah, she's all about the people. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Woo!
Let me repeat
Yes, sir.
what I said earlier in the show when we were talking about Markham.
Mm-hmm.
Do not, under any circumstances, buy property in Chicago or Illinois. I mean, I'm just telling you, don't say I didn't warn you.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Jimmy Kemp, speaking of scions of famous political fathers, Jimmy Kemp, the son of Jack Kemp, he is part of an organization that he has a forum that's coming to town to present a bipartisan forum on expanding opportunity in Chicago. Good luck with that. We'll talk to him at 6:36.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
Outside, we have sunshine, 58 degrees at 6:30. President Trump will announce this afternoon whether he's going to pull out of the Iran nuclear agreement, recertify it, or something in between. One military analyst, Barry McCaffrey, argues pulling out would not benefit the United States.
The Iranians would probably not suffer economic consequences of any significance, and they would likely to be raced to a breakout and have a nuclear device.
New York State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman leaving office today. The unexpected move comes after the New Yorker magazine published a story yesterday in which several women he was romantically involved with accused him of beating, choking, and verbally abusing them. Jane Mayer co-authored the article in The New Yorker.
There are two women in this story who are on the record, and they are speaking out because they really felt it was so important at this point, and they wanted to make sure that other women didn't fall into the same situation with.
Schneiderman did admit to having engaged in what he called role-playing and other consensual sexual activity. Voters in 4 states may head to the polls today. Primary ballots cast in West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, and North Carolina. Walmart says they're toughening up opioid prescription policies. The retailer announcing yesterday that within the next 60 days it will begin limiting new opioid prescriptions to 7 days and dosages to 50 morphine milligram equivalents per day. They're also requiring that prescriptions be filled out electronically to prevent fraud. 2 are in critical condition this morning. Following a fire on Chicago's west side, the blaze broke out early this morning inside an abandoned building near Monroe and South Kildare. No one hurt after a pallet factory fire on Chicago's south side. The large blaze broke out last night at B&S Pallet. The cause is under investigation. Will County has seen the highest number of fatal opioid overdoses in its history. In Will County, the investigation continues by the county coroner's office into 85 deaths of those related to heroin or fentanyl overdoses in 2017. Cubs demolished the Marlins 14-2, then put Yu Darvish on the 10-day DL. White Sox open up a 2-game set with the Pirates tonight. The News is a service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Care Centers or Napa Auto Parts stores, you'll get a $50 Visa prepaid card by mail when you spend $250 on Napa brakes. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. Some exclusions apply. Offer expires 5/13/18. 6:33, we'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager sees a threat to democracy, and it's not the president.
There is so much damaging to the American body politic by the anti-Trump left in this country. They keep screaming he is a threat to democracy. It's all nonsense.
You can't point to a thing that makes him a threat to democracy.
The threat to democracy in the United States, like everywhere, is the left.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Quote, buy, and save on home insurance with Progressive's new Home Quote Explorer. Only at Progressive.com.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
It is 6:35. Let's get an update on the roads this early morning in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Northbound Tri-State Tollway. We're seeing delays from Southwest Highway to LaGrange Road, from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. It's about Adams Tollway, a little heavy for the Tri-State onto the Kennedy. The other tollways are good. 8094 is clear after there was an earlier crash near Burr. Eden's inbound 28 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose outbound 21. Down to Kennedy. You can get 27 minutes. O'Hare to downtown outbound 30. Von Eisenhower delays start at St. Charles. Already 59 minutes from 390 to downtown. 45 from Manheim. Outbound 33 minutes to 390. Northbound I-55 delays start around 126. And then it's an hour and 10 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 37 minutes. Ryan 30 minutes. 95th to downtown. Traffic service of Amtrak. What if there was a car that could breeze through traffic? There isn't, but there is Amtrak. You can sit in comfort, not in traffic. And now save more, too. Save 20%. You book 14 days in advance at Amtrak.com. Restrictions apply. Amtrak, see where the train can take you. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, partly to mostly sunny. Pleasant day ahead with a high near 82. Partly cloudy and mild, 59 overnight. Currently 57 at O'Hare, 61 along the lake, and 50 this morning in Aurora. Your next news update is at 7, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the lawyers of Kelleher and Buckley. Targeted legal advice for your business. KelleherandBuckley.com.
Hey, Joe Walsh here. Donald Trump, the Iran deal, what's going to happen? We'll talk about it when Freedom returns at 5.
Speaking of returning, like the Swallows returning to Capistrano, Socialists coming to Chicago July 5th to the 8th. 4-day conference to bring everyone with an interest in overthrowing capitalism together in Chicago. I'm surprised they're not going to be able to address the city council and the state general assembly. Another conference of a different sort coming up May 11th. That would be, 9th, 10th, 11th. That would be Friday.
Look at how hot you are with the numbers.
Yeah.
Huh?
All-day conference sponsored by the Jack Kemp Foundation. Of course, you remember Jack Kemp, the congressman and VP running mate for one Robert Dole, and co-founder of Empower America. You know, was always about sort of, to borrow a Forbesism, hope, growth, and opportunity. The Kemp Foundation hosting the Kemp Forum on Expanding Opportunity, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Friday at the Garrity, 2520 South Hoyne in Chicago. It's bipartisan in nature. Outgoing speaker Paul Ryan is the keynote, and he's going to be joined by Danny Davis, if he can stay awake, and Peter Roscom, Governor Bruce Rauner, and others.
Do you think he'll ride his Harley there?
Golly, I hope so. I'm sure the adoring fans want him to. Oh, boy. It's tough sledding for the Kemp Forum. They're not taking the easy ones, that's for sure. For more on this forum, Kemp Foundation, and the work they're doing, we're pleased to be joined by Jack Kemp's son, Jimmy Kemp. Jimmy, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, Dan, I appreciate you all having me on. Nice to be with you and Amy.
Good to be with you. Big fans of your dad and all the work that he did to promote, the opposite of what's going to be promoted at the Socialism Conference here in July, and that's enterprise and opportunity. So give us the kind of the basis, the genesis of these forums that you're holding and what people can expect with the one on Friday.
Yeah. Well, I started the Jack Kemp Foundation after my dad passed away in 2009, and our goal was to advance the political philosophy that he championed well. He called it the American idea, the idea that here in this country, the condition of your birth does not determine the outcome of your life, that our founding principles based on inalienable rights, that freedom, which is at the core of the reason we have this great nation, is the best tool to providing human growth and flourishing. And so we set about to try to carry that legacy forward. And the main program area we ended up setting up is called the Kemp Forum, a debate and discussion series providing a platform for the civil competition of ideas. And you can tell how successful we've been, Dan, right? Since 2009, when we started, don't you think the civility of the competition of ideas has gotten so much better?
Yes, yes.
So we're not giving up, yeah, we're coming to Chicago this week, and look, I've been there 4 times in the last few months, talking to folks in the community, and we really want to have a sincere discussion, competition of ideas, and we want politicians to be confronted with folks from the business community and community leaders who are having an impact without any government funds, but are helping people turn their lives around, not by simply providing,
Well, wait, you
Go ahead.
you were in Chicago 4 times recently. Were you helping people move out, or what? Why were you here?
As you know, there's still people there, and there's hope. There's organizations like you're involved with there, I love the Envision Unlimited and Illinois Opportunity Project, and we know that there are solutions to the problems that are out there, and that's why you're talking every morning about the way the world really works. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, how can you encourage people to separate themselves from entitlement programs?
Well, I think it's a combination of things, Amy. You certainly, the programs have got to be better conceived. I do not ascribe ill intentions to people who come up with policies. When you look back, you kind of think, oh man, they must have really not wanted people to thrive who are in poverty, because we all recognize that when you give somebody something with no expectation for anything positive in return, that that traps you, actually. So we know that our welfare system has not been optimized, to say the least, and now there's an administration that wants to do something about it and bring back what worked in the 90s when there was welfare reform for what's now called the TANF program, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. There were work requirements placed onto that federal assistance program, and the goal is to come alongside people and for their action. It's really difficult for government to love. That's what we all know, right? Government can't love, and so government also can't just give money out the door. We know it's not sustainable, so we have to have targeted programs that produce the results that encourage people. So first, Amy, you've got to have some guidelines in place that encourage work, don't discourage work. And then you also have to have the community. The community has to rise up, and our faith organizations, our other community organizations have got to actually be focused on what gives people dignity. And we know that having the skills to do a job, to be needed by an employer, that's a great starting point, to have the gumption to start your own business.
And so
those are all things that need to be in place.
And so things like the waiver that the Trump administration has provided to the states with respect to Medicaid and imposing a work requirement for able-bodied Medicaid recipients, that would be something that you would suggest is worthy of consideration, if not implementation. I mean, and you're talking about a state here, Illinois, where we've got 3 million people, basically a quarter of the population that is Medicaid eligible, and that's not sustainable. And not to mention, it's soul crushing, as you were describing.
Yeah, it's not human. It doesn't aid to human flourishing, and it's not consistent with our founding principles. And as you mentioned, we have Paul Ryan coming, and look, Paul, it is, as we all know, it is very difficult to be in public service, and Paul has navigated an incredibly challenging time politically. But the principles in which he believes are encapsulated by that description of the American idea. And he gets exactly what you're talking about, Dan, the problem with our entitlement programs, the fact that they're not sustainable, that they're crushing states like Illinois. And it really limits what government can do when we can't touch these programs in smart ways. And so, look, we should be able to talk about it. And that's a part of the problem in politics, is that people have been shouted down. And so at the Kemp Forum, we don't want to shout anybody down. We want to hear their ideas. We want those ideas to compete. We think that there needs to be more, I try to call it transpartisan, to get through partisanship and get to solutions. Those are the types of discussions we're trying to encourage. And we hope folks will come out on Friday and join us and contribute to the discussion. People can get more information at our website, jackkempfoundation.org, jackkempfoundation.org, about how they can attend. But we'd love to have a great turnout of people for this event.
Now, let me just warn you about Danny Davis, all right?
Danny Davis.
Friend of the show.
I love him. He's your congressman.
He is my congressman. First of all, you should have him do his rendition of You'll Never Find a Love Like Mine, because he's a dead ringer for Lou Rawls. But you got to watch him. Tell the moderator, you got to watch him, because he is the master of like the 4-word filibuster. He takes so long, and he has these dramatic pauses between every word he says.
But it's mesmerizing.
That he could, he could take up half the day with the answer to his first question. I'm not kidding. So just you're warned.
You got to move it along.
It's a little local knowledge.
I appreciate it, Dan. That's what I need. I need a lot of local knowledge. I'm really grateful that you all had me on. It's great to learn about what you're doing and have this opportunity to chat with you both.
He is Jimmy Kemp. He's the president of the Jack Kemp Foundation. Yes, that Jack Kemp. And hosting forums, including the one in Chicago on Friday, policy discussions consistent with the issues that animated Jack Kemp's storied political career. Participants on Friday include Speaker Paul Ryan, who gives the keynote, Danny Davis, Peter Roskam, Governor Rauner, several Chicago aldermen. This Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., all-day affair, the Garrity, 2520 South Hoyne in Chicago. And you go to the website to get more information, Jimmy, excuse me.
Yep, jackkempfoundation.org.
jackkempfoundation.org. Jimmy Kemp, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck with the event. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Bye, Amy.
Bye. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up, the most aggressive person on stage at a graduation. Ooh, did you see it? At University of Florida, and now people are crying racism. But first, here's your forecast. Today, plenty of sunshine, just a gorgeous day, a high of 82 degrees. Tonight, a low of 59. And then tomorrow, the storms roll through here. We'll have showers and thunderstorms. Cooler, a high of 75. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Amy. North side got a car into a building, Broadway at Wilson. It's heavy now on the Eisenhower. An hour and 20 minutes from 390 to downtown. An hour and 8 minutes from Manheim. About 37 minutes to 390 to Stevenson's brutal too. An hour and 16 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Aiden's 28 minutes, Lake Cook Junction, Kennedy. 38 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. About 35. Ryan is 30 minutes, 95th to the Loop. I-57, 26 minutes. I-8 to the Verge. Bishop Ford, 43. Northbound tri-state delays are from Cicero to LaGrange Road, from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, and from the Reagan to North Avenue. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Today is D-Day for Iran, the president to decide on the future of the Iranian nuclear deal. There are also Senate primaries today, and the Department of Transportation warning of, once again, faulty Takata airbags. Those stories next.
Guess what? Right now is the perfect time to tackle those home projects you've been putting off. So come summertime, you can just sit back and relax. HomeAdvisor can help get you started. HomeAdvisor matches you to the right pro for the job in seconds. You can read reviews and even book appointments online. HomeAdvisor can help with any home project, big or small, painting, plumbing, even remodeling. Find a great pro now before the busy season hits. Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
HomeAdvisor. Spearphishing has or will strike your business, wreaking havoc on your employees, brand, and your bottom line. Spearphishing can't be stopped by traditional email security solutions because messages appear to be legitimate from your boss, a trusted colleague, or a vendor asking you to wire money, confirm login credentials, or worse. Barracuda Sentinel is artificial intelligence for real-time spearphishing and cyber fraud defense. Reclaim your email in minutes with zero impact on network performance. Visit barracuda.com/AI.
Investors watching crude oil prices today as President Trump will announce whether he will pull out of the Iranian nuclear deal. 4 Senate primaries today in the states of Ohio, Indiana, North Carolina, and West Virginia, all of those states won by Donald Trump in 2016. President Trump has weighed in on the Mountain State race, tweeting, "The GOP shouldn't vote for convicted ex-coal executive Don Blankenship." President Trump says Blankenship can't beat incumbent Democrat Senator Joe Manchin. Maintaining Republican control of Congress, of course, a top priority for the Trump administration. The Department of Transportation again urging owners of vehicles with defective Takata airbags to have them replaced immediately. The agency singled out Ford Rangers and Mazda B-Series trucks from 2006 that are under a do not drive warning. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern, on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
Looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing home? Then you need to call Team Hochberg. Supporting veterans is our passion. That's why we support Veteran Roasters, a Chicago coffee roaster that hires homeless and chronically unemployed veterans. If you'd like to help create jobs for homeless veterans, visit veteranroasters.com and purchase a 12-ounce bag of coffee roasted and ground by once homeless and unemployed veterans. The coffee's delicious, and the profits are reinvested in hiring additional homeless veterans. Use promo code Team Hochberg to save 50% off the second bag you purchase. If you're a veteran securing a VA loan and would like to work with a local lender who supports veterans, call Team Hochberg now at 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee 4358 and MLS 19186.
Hey guys, Ken here from the Business Accelerator podcast, Today's Growth. If you had to choose a vehicle to take you up the rocky side of a mountain, would you choose a Ferrari or a Jeep? The Ferrari's faster, cooler, maybe even sexier, but if you have to get to the top, the Jeep's a better bet. I think we can agree getting to the top is not about the driver, it's the vehicle. Have you noticed people often pick their financial vehicle like they pick their cars? Washington Post shared that only 1 out of 4 people choose a job that uses their college degree. Why? Simple. Something more immediate, maybe cooler, maybe even sexier came along first. Shouldn't the main deciding factors for revenue generation be production or output? Should the cool factor have any weight in choosing someone's income? If getting to the top of the financial mountain is mission critical for you, why not add a few Jeeps to your garage? Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that makes it to the top every time? If so, you have to see the Jeeps lined up at IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
This is Dan Proth with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. To paraphrase Lenin, in 2018 America, a socialist is a Democrat in a hurry. Just ask Hillary, who said when asked if labeling herself a capitalist hurt her in 2016. Probably. I mean, it's hard to know, but if you're in the Iowa caucuses and 41% of Democrats are socialists, Hillary effectively conceded that Democrats are in a hurry to exile her and embrace Comrade Bernie's guarantee of a federal paycheck in every mailbox and a Tesla in every garage. Instead of being on defense over the personal chaos that follows Trump around like the cloud of dust that did Pigpen, Republicans should restrain themselves from spending like socialists and get on offense over Democrats' wholesale embrace of a gutter ideology whose main feature is a body count. The electorate that gave control of 2/3 of governors' mansions and state legislatures to Republicans, along with the House, Senate, and White House, is not on board with the Venezuelan model of shared misery and imposed orthodoxy of thought. Democrats may or may not be overplaying their hand on Trump, but they most certainly are on Karl Marx. Republicans would be wise to answer Hillary's distress call over May Day Democrats.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Have you met the Swamp Brothers? Congressman Todd Rokita and Congressman Luke Messer. You already know their stories. Todd Rokita and Luke Messer are two lawyers who never practiced and became career politicians. What makes them Swamp Brothers? It's their records in Washington. In Congress, Todd Rokita and Luke Messer voted to fast-track Obama's bad trade deals which could have cost Indiana thousands of jobs. And Todd Rokita and Luke Messer voted for billions in new debt, $500 billion to be exact. But there's more, and it's even worse. Todd and Luke voted to fund abortion provider Planned Parenthood and Obama's executive amnesty. Todd's no conservative. He's a fraud. Luke's no conservative. He's a liberal. Todd the fraud. Luke the liberal. The Swamp Brothers. Wrong for you.
I'm Mike Braun, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
AM 560, The Answer.
So did you watch this video? It's University of Florida. They had their graduation last weekend, a few days ago. What is today? Tuesday? I can't remember. And during the graduation, you know how people celebrate when they get on stage, Dan, right before they get their diploma?
No.
Some people do like a Fortnite dance, or one white kid did a backflip. Well, some African-American kids, they were pulled off stage, as well as some Asian kids that I saw, as well as some Indian-American kids. But the African-Americans are taking it personally, calling it racism.
I didn't expect that at all. I definitely felt dehumanized and very criminalized.
The interactions of the marshal were certainly racialized because we are Black Greek letter organizations, and those moves are symbolic and important to our organizations.
I mean, so they're calling this a act of racism.
Yeah.
That they're pulled off stage. But if you see the guy, I mean, I wonder if the guy was African-American who was grabbing people off stage, if they would still consider it racist.
Handful of students that were making a spectacle of themselves pushed off stage because you have 1,000 graduates to get through. You give a little bit of time to each one of them, and it extends the ceremony for hours and hours on end. So they can go pound sand, and good luck in the real world.
Well, the president of University of Florida issued an apology.
That we inappropriately physically rushed a number of students across the stage in one of our commencements. And I want to personally apologize for us doing that.
Yeah,
it was actually
because I'm a pansy and I have to submit to the cultural Marxist culture on college campuses. We get it.
It was actually funny, the student that was not tackling the kids, but kind of bum rushing them. They're like, hey, stop it. Get out of here. At one point in time, he had a defensive stance. Like, come on, come and get me. What do you got for me?
Look,
it was spectacular. You have to watch this video.
They were form tackles the way that you would see on Saturday in Gainesville.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Jeff Sessions has a zero-tolerance message on illegal immigration.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Partly to mostly sunny and pleasant in your forecast today, and a mild night shaping up overnight. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
Don't know the decision yet. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. We will later today when President Trump announces if he'll pull the U.S. out of the Iran nuclear deal.
I hope he doesn't, because I think it would be adverse to our national security interests.
Democratic Senator Bob Casey. Europeans also hope the U.S. doesn't withdraw. What's Iran saying? Fox's Simon Owen monitoring live from London.
Dave, Iranian leaders playing down the impact of a potential U.S. withdrawal. President Hassan Rouhani saying we may face some problems for 2 or 3 months, but we'll pass through this. He also hinted Iran would not join the U.S. in pulling out, potentially keeping the deal alive with the other signatories. Vice President Ishaq Jahangiri saying Iran is ready for any possible scenario. He added that after this, it would be naive to negotiate with the U.S. in the future. Dave?
Simon, the president just tweeted about John Kerry again, the former Secretary of State who brokered the Iran deal and reportedly has had recent talks trying to keep it intact. The president wrote Kerry can't get over the fact he had his chance and blew it, adding, "Stay away from negotiations, John. You are hurting your country." President Trump's about to talk on the phone with China's leader, discussing what he calls lopsided trade, and North Korea. This after Kim Jong-un went to China again to meet with President Xi Jinping today. New York's Attorney General, a strong advocate of the Me Too movement, has resigned after 4 women accused Eric Schneiderman of sexual misconduct.
They all paint a similar portrait of a man who they claim drinks heavily and engages in physical and mental abuse. Schneiderman has now responded, quoting again, "In the privacy of intimate relationships, I have engaged in role-playing and other consensual sexual activity. I have not assaulted anyone."
Fox's Trace Gallagher. 2 new cracks in the ground in Hawaii are sending more lava flowing in the community affected by the latest Kilauea eruption.
We could hear the lava, but we haven't had direct line of sight.
But Laura Dawn says the lava is just a few miles from her home. It's already burned down 35 homes and buildings on the Big Island. Fox News, fair and balanced.
59 degrees, sunshine at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. 2 are in critical condition at Stroger Hospital. Following a blaze on Chicago's west side, fire broke out early this morning inside an abandoned building near Monroe and South Kildare. Now, Chicago Fire tells us victims were hospitalized after jumping from a 2nd or 3rd floor window to escape the fire. A 16-year-old boy is accused of throwing an unknown liquid into the face of a Chicago police officer over the weekend. He was charged with aggravated battery. Authorities say the boy was arguing with a bouncer and ran off before throwing the liquid at a police officer. He was later arrested about a block away. Chicago coming off its most violent week of the year. 85 were shot between Monday, April 30th, and this past Sunday. Of those victims, at least 9 died. So far in 2018, the city averaging about 42 shootings each week. Another high-profile name expected to challenge Mayor Emanuel next year. Lori Lightfoot resigned yesterday as head of the Chicago Police Board, bringing her one step closer to launching a bid to try and unseat Mayor Emanuel. The parent company of the Chicago Tribune is agreeing to permit its newsroom to unionize. The deal approved by Tronc means the Trib and 6 other local papers, plus its design and production studio, will get union recognition. The police chief in Wheaton is stepping down. Chief James Volpe resigning next month to become the director of the College of DuPage Suburban Law Enforcement Academy. White Sox pitcher Danny Farquhar getting some good news, being released from the hospital. His doctor believes he will pitch again in the major leagues, but not this season. Farquhar had surgery after suffering a brain hemorrhage April 20th while in the dugout. 31-year-old has already thrown 8 games for the White Sox this season, but again will take the rest of this season off. Cubs beat the Marlins 14-2 at Wrigley Field. The news a service of Discover Student Loans. Figuring out how to cover college costs? Discover Student Loans is one of the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, 0 fees, plus students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Dave Geiselhart, president and owner of Home Trust Mortgage and customer of Signature Bank. When the large banks turned away from the mortgage lending industry during the financial crisis, I turned to locally owned Signature Bank. Signature Bank stepped in and helped me expand our business at a time when the larger banks wouldn't. Today, I'm proud to say Home Trust Mortgage has been able to expand our business in Illinois and the Great Lakes region. We couldn't have done that without the help of Signature Bank. Signature Bank truly helps Chicago businesses like mine grow and thrive. That's why we also became personal customers and shareholders of Signature Bank, Chicago's business bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It is 7:07. Check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Eastbound Edens Spur is heavy starting past Waukegan Road. The Edens runs 30 minutes. Lake Hook Junction outbound 22 to Kennedy. 51 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 27 from Montrose. 20 in the Express. Outbound 25 minutes to Montrose. 43 to the airport. Eisenhower jammed. Wolf pretty much all the way in. It's an hour and 20 minutes. 390 to downtown. An hour and 8 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 37 minutes, 390. Stevenson, an hour and 8 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 40 minutes. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 39 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop, 441. Northbound Tri-State delays are from Cicero to LaGrange Road. From the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Veterans Memorial, a little heavy approaching the Reagan Tollway. Northwest Indiana looks great. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte. AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, partly to mostly sunny, high 82. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, low 59. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy and not as warm with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, high 75 and a low 58. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
57 at O'Hare, 61 along the lakefront. Next news at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
You know what that is, Amy?
No.
This little piggy got a house made of bricks. Hand over hand over hand over fist. This little piggy got a house made of bricks.
That's New York Attorney General, former New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman's theme music.
No, I think it
follows him around.
Oh, yeah.
Including to his love compound, the source of all of his problems.
Oh, such a naughty man. This former divorcee father, also, we should mention. He resigned yesterday because he got caught with his hands in the cookie jar. He has allegedly...
How's that?
Well, it has come forward. This Me Too man, this champion of women's rights attorney, has been allegedly abusing women. 4 former girlfriends told the New Yorker magazine that this is what he did. He would slap them, choke them, as a form of what he thought was foreplay. Michelle Manning Barish, she said after 4 weeks of being involved with Mr. Schneiderman, she says that as they were preparing for bed and still fully clothed, he all of a sudden just slapped me, one-handed, open-handed, and with great force across the face. He then began to push me onto the bed and choked me. This was under no circumstances a sex game gone wrong. I did not consent to physical assault. She says later he said to her, hitting an officer of the law is a felony. She broke up with him.
What was his safe word?
Peaches.
Makes sense.
I introduce you now to Tanya. Tanya Silveratana, Mama.
Sure. Name assassinator.
She says Mr. Schneiderman warned her he could have her followed and phone tapped and said he would kill her if she broke up with him, all of which she denies. The Sri Lankan-born author and actor says Mr. Schneiderman called her brown slave. Come here, brown slave.
Isn't this how Mika and Joe talk to each other on that ghastly morning show?
Adding that sometimes he'd tell me to call him master, and he'd slap me silly until I did. Come here, brown slave, let me slap you. The third romantic partner says he repeatedly subjected her to non-consensual physical violence. She will remain anonymous. The fourth woman, who is a very prominent lawyer in New York, says Mr. Schneiderman slapped her with force after she refused his advances. Mr. Schneiderman has responded. He resigned, but he also issued a statement. Ready for this?
Wait, repeat all that other stuff again.
I'm sweating over here. Whew. Dramatic readings by Dan and Amy. This is what he responded. In the privacy of intimate relationships, I have engaged in role-playing, 50 Shades of Grey, and other consensual sexual activity. I have not assaulted anyone. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross.
Well,
he's trying to justify his actions, calling this
trying to
foreplay.
justify his love. That's what he's trying to do.
So unbelievable. He's New York's top attorney, and he's
not anymore.
A beater.
Not anymore. Following in the illustrious lines of client number 9, seems to be something that's particularly problematic about that office. Life imitating Billions. If you watch Billions,
it's
the Paul Giamatti character, and that Paul Giamatti in that show is slime. He's a criminal, actually, even though he's a U.S. attorney. But
in New York, right? The same position.
Well, not the same position.
Well,
he's attorney general.
Okay.
But Schneiderman, here's a question, though, about Schneiderman. I mean, the fact that he has been felled by the Me Too movement, this guy who bragged about working at an abortion clinic, Women's March, and leading the legal resistance to Trump, the fact that he has been hoisted by his own petard is delightful. I'm not going to hide my enthusiasm. But here's the thing. Here's the question. Isn't this consensual? One of the women saying that as the violence grew in your master's, I don't want to get into the depths of the depravity, but
let it happen.
As the violence grew in your master-slave relationship, but you kept coming back, he started calling me his brown slave, demanding that I repeat that I was his property. the slap started after we had gotten to know each other, said that Harvard-educated writer.
The Sri Lankan lady. Yeah.
Sometimes he'd tell me to call him master, and he'd slap me until I did. So this sounds like sort of some kind of sick S&M relationship, but...
And didn't he beg her to find him a threesome?
Yes, I understand. Yes, he did. So again, is this some kind of sick S&M consensual relationship? And how does this comport with everybody's mantra? I don't care what happens in your bedroom, your personal life. Doesn't mean anything with respect to your public duties. Should Schneiderman have resigned?
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Yeah, it sounds like you're kind of defending him. Anyway, because I understand what you're saying. That's in his private life. It's not as if he harassed people at work, which he didn't.
No, I'm not defending him. I don't believe he belongs in public office. He is depraved. I'm reflecting this mantra that is promoted all the time across party lines, that your personal character and conduct doesn't matter as it pertains to your qualification or your ability to hold public office or execute your public duties. We say that all the time. You hear it all the time. I don't care. I don't know what happened. Really? So then I want to hear those same people say that Schneiderman shouldn't resign because this was just some kind of S&M role-playing, as I said, depravity that he had with other elitist leftists, paramours. So what? Based on the standard that you set, why is anybody saying he should resign? Why should he resign? Why should he resign? Why should have Elliot Spitzer resigned? Because he patronized prostitutes. Why?
Male prostitutes, right? Yeah.
No, not male prostitutes.
That was a different.
Why? Who cares, right? Your personal conduct, your personal character doesn't matter. That's the argument. So if it doesn't matter, why should have Elliot Spitzer resign? Why should Schneiderman resign? Why should anybody resign? You can do anything you want in your private life, and it doesn't matter, right? Isn't that the argument? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. And who advances that the most? The left element within this Me Too movement. They would otherwise say, nothing of this. Privacy of your own home, two consenting adults, blah, blah, blah. And the New Yorker was first on the Weinstein story. It was the outlet that reported this story, and they're calling it, these women are saying somehow it was non-consensual. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it was consensual for a long time before it became non-consensual, allegedly. So where was the break? I mean, let's apply the same standard to Schneiderman that we would anybody else. I want to look at the quality of the facts, the quality of the evidence supporting the allegations that are being made.
Well, one allegation that doesn't sit well, because, again, I'm of those, what you do with each other, that is in your own home, that is your business. But
so he shouldn't resign.
No, but he threatened, because to use his office, as New York's Attorney General, to tap her phones.
No, he didn't.
That's for the brown slave, the Sri Lankan person. That's what she alleges, that he warned her that he could have her followed have her phone tapped.
First of all, she is saying, and it's just one person, he warned her he could. That's not doing it. So separate the two. Number two, this is in the context of all of this other depravity. How many times can I say that word going on? That could have all been part of the role playing. Master slave.
If you break up with me, I'll kill you.
Is that an attempt? So should he be charged with attempted murder because he said that? So if you have the standard, so by your standard, Schneiderman should not have resigned. You think Schneiderman should be in office?
No.
Why not?
Why do I still think that she should have resigned? Because he's the lead investigator of the Harvey Weinstein case.
So what? This is his private life. Not his public responsibilities.
His judgment and the charges he tries to levy against Harvey Weinstein.
Well, if he's pursuing a prosecution against Harvey Weinstein, then obviously it's not, because he's pursuing a prosecution. He's not trying to cover up the Harvey Weinstein matter. He's not trying to brush it under the rug. There's a pursuit.
Well, the lawsuit that Mr. Schneiderman authored against Harvey Weinstein alleged that Weinstein abused female employees and threatened to kill staff members. And at that time, he spoke out against sexual harassment and intimidation after he announced the lawsuit. He tweeted, "Every New Yorker has a right to a workplace free of sexual harassment, intimidation, and fear. If you have been the victim of misconduct or a witness to, contact my office."
Yeah, but you heard his statement. This was role playing. So again, your standard, you don't care if your attorney general engages in S&M. You don't care if he's got a ball gag and a diaper on the weekends. What's the difference?
What about the high chair?
Yeah. Right? I mean, if he's hanging upside down.
What about the ball pit?
Look,
huh?
Hey, if Dick Durbin is hanging upside down in some dungeon on the weekends,
then I hope they don't
getting
untie him.
spanked, what difference does that make? He can still be a great U.S. Senator, right? Isn't that the standard? Steve in Hinsdale, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, good morning. I'm glad he's gone. He's just another Democrat pervert that we don't need. And so I'm just happy he's gone. Stop talking about him. He's a loser.
No,
he's gone. I'm
like
glad.
it.
I hope he never comes back. I hope he dies tomorrow. Thanks.
Oh,
bud.
wow. Jeez. It's a little aggressive.
Wow.
Huh? I went to DEFCON 5 quickly.
Mike in Crown Point.
Morning, guys. I think there's a distinction that you're not making, Dan. It's that these people that, in politics have authority over a lot of people and power, and they can ruin your life if they wanted to. That's
Yes.
why they shouldn't be granted this kind of leeway
Well, wait
in
a
terms
second.
of
Wait.
any kind of immoral behavior.
Wait a second. That's not a distinction I'm making. That's a distinction everybody makes that I reject. So I want to hear from the people that say your personal conduct and your character doesn't matter as it pertains to your public duties as an elected official, because that's what I hear all the time. I reject that notion. But now when these salacious...
It's a fact. They do have authority and power over a lot of people.
No kidding. I'm agreeing with you. My point is to say... Is somebody not following me? My point is to say all of those people that say, I don't care what happens in somebody's bedroom, I don't care what happens in their personal life, they can be a scumbag in their private life but still be a great U.S. Senator, Governor, Attorney General. I reject that thesis. But I want to hear from...
Dan, you're playing devil's advocate. I got you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And I want to hear from people who would otherwise say, if they weren't, Me Too addled, and they weren't taken by the salaciousness of the allegations against Schneiderman, which are dubious in terms of whether it was consensual or not, in my estimation. I want to hear from those people who say it doesn't matter, but are yet calling for Schneiderman to resign or happy that he resigns. Why should he resign? You should be rallying to his defense based on the standard you set forth. That's my point. Larry and Carol Stream.
Hey, good morning, Dan and Amy. Dan, I apologize. I'm just not in a position to disagree with you. I just wonder why the people that want to support him saying it's okay for the Attorney General's private life to be a scumbag, it's not okay for Donald Trump or Republicans to do likewise.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Larry. Ralph and Rantoul.
Yeah, good morning. Just pretty much piggybacking there. If the depravity's fine, if it doesn't matter, if private lives should be private lives, besides the alleged sexual misconduct with a video prostitute, why not expand it? Why not murder? Why not other things? Why hold grudges against convicts and other people who seek public office? Why not just open it up? People, open your minds.
Thanks, Ralph. Kevin in Deer Park.
Hey, good morning, Amy, and good morning, Dan. Respectfully, 2 words for you, Dan. Marion Barry, Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
They reelected him after the video of crack cocaine and prostitutes in the room.
Well, that's because the BI set him up, right? No, I know. No, I know. But
we reelected Governor Blagojevich when we knew he was under investigation.
yeah, no, I know. Well, I know people reelect these politicians. That's sort of my point, right? That we say these things. Jesse Jackson Jr., right? And on and on and on.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kevin. Of course we do. But I'm just saying then if that's the standard, then apply it to Eric Schneiderman and rally to his defense. I want to hear the impassioned defenses of Eric Schneiderman.
Okay. Maybe someone from the SMN advocacy group might stand up to his defense today,
What-
or in his defense.
Why does it have to be SM? It should be all these leftists that run around with their bloody jeans, Ashley Judd. Huh? Where are they to defend Eric Schneiderman? Because it doesn't matter what you do in your private life. Why does it matter for Eric Schneiderman then? Why did Kristen Gillibrand call for him to resign? How dare she? Where's the left saying that? Sean in Elmwood Park.
I understand the principle, but your blanket statement is bothering me because what's the opposite of private lives not being private? For instance, what difference does it make? Would you care any differently if you found out Dick Durbin was dressed in a rooster costume every Saturday night, running around singing "I'm Henry VIII I Am," and his wife digs it? Who cares, right? The leather mask was invented by the guy who married the lookalike to Jan Schakowsky. Fine, good, leave it alone. It doesn't bear any weight on what you do in public office.
Yeah, well, that's
this
wrong.
guy's stepping
That's
down
wrong.
because what he's doing is criminal.
What's
It's
he doing?
criminal
What's
what he's doing.
criminal?
There's nothing criminal.
What's criminal?
He's assaulted the girl. He
No,
slapped
no,
the
no,
car
no,
out of her.
no, no,
Her
no, no,
safe
no.
word was stop, call the police. There's a problem.
No,
It doesn't
wait a
matter.
second,
What's the
Sean.
opposite? Hastert?
Was
Hastert having the sex you
Sean,
approve of?
stop. It is not at all clear that this was an assault. He suggests it was role playing. It was S&M, which necessarily
And that's why
involves
we have a court
contact.
system.
And right, and so
You don't rule
are
people's rights.
stop talking
We
over
don't
me.
rule them.
Stop
I
talking
don't
over
care.
me.
The only sex you
well, then
approve
you're
of is
gone,
missionary in the
Sean.
dark.
You're
I don't-
gone, Sean. See you later. Sean is taking the position. You are defending Eric Schneiderman, Sean. You are defending Eric Schneiderman. You're an Eric Schneiderman defender. Fine. Just own it. He shouldn't have to resign his office. This shouldn't matter. That's why we have a court of law. Sean from Elmwood Park is the great example of the sophisticated or sentimental barbarian. It doesn't matter. But then he wants to go off and make his jokes. But in terms of the position he's taking, understand that's exactly what I'm talking about. Bob in Naperville.
You know, the hypocrisy is just killing me here. How can you not talk about the 17 women that Donald Trump has been accused of sexual assault, if you will?
Sexual assault?
Yeah. There's 17 women out there that have openly come out and said that Donald Trump has accosted them in one way or another.
Yeah.
That's sexual assault.
Well, no, that's
Well,
sexual
no-
abuse. There's a difference between
no,
sexual. There's no
it's a-
penetration. That's assault.
Well,
I'm saying if he grabbed their butt, or that's abuse. Not assault.
Well, first of all, we have talked about those allegations many, many times over the course of the campaign and subsequently, Bob, number one. Number two, the quality of those allegations has been examined on the merits based on the women coming forward. We talked about them when 4 of them were on Megyn Kelly's show and so on and so forth. So we have discussed it, and you're not going to find me ever defending the character of Donald Trump. I've said it from the beginning, and it hasn't changed. My question is the hypocrisy that your private life, your personal character doesn't matter as it pertains to being a public official. I say it does, and the left and the right pick and choose when it does, and that's my problem with it. Thanks.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
16 million people suffer from depression in this country. 6 million of them have drug-resistant depression, which means they do not find any relief. Hi, my name is Ben Klein, and I know this very well, as my oldest daughter suffers from depression, and she did not find any relief from the drugs. We found TMS therapy, and we got her the treatment, and it completely changed her life. If you're one of those 6 million people who suffer from drug-resistant depression, contact us. It can change your life too.
HBR centers in Chicagoland and Milwaukee offer TMS therapy. In just a few weeks, you can change your life. And it's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Medicare. In a natural way, you can make real progress in the battle with depression. Cure or remission. Get a free consultation. 800-604-0208. 800-604-0208. HPR Centers. Go to endmydepression.com. End your depression.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that use Balance of Nature as well.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. I take Balance of Nature because I know, I've seen it in my lab, and I know that it works. I've seen the immune response increase, I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection. And that, to me, as a scientist, rings so true.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
AM 560, The Answer.
Text from Matt, or tweet, I feel like a little kid who just watched Mom, me, hang up on Dad, Sean from Elmwood Park, without even an apology callback. Nice try, Matt. It was more like Dad, me, hanging up on teenage son with hyperactivity disorder, Sean from Elmwood Park. Nice try, though.
Coming up on Chicago's...
Let's make sure we get our
I'm just
similes
watching
right.
the ladies fight. No, I'm kidding. Coming up on
right.
Chicago's Morning Answer.
What if Trump nixes the Iran deal? What if he tries to fix it? We'll play out both scenarios with James Carafano from the Heritage Foundation, Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano at 7:37.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
No damage or injuries being reported this morning after a 4.4 magnitude earthquake rattled northern California near the Oregon border and struck about 66 miles west of Eureka. President Trump warning former Secretary of State John Kerry to stay away from negotiations regarding the Iran nuclear deal. Reports have emerged recently that Kerry has met with Iran's foreign minister as well as a number of other European officials. Meantime, the world is waiting for the word from President Trump announcing his decision on that Iran deal. Retired Army General Barry McCaffrey says it wouldn't make sense to him for the U.S. to walk away without a plan B.
You can't withdraw from the deal without encountering huge problems.
The president is expected to make his announcement around 1 Chicago time. Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirms this morning it's launching an investigation into allegations that Attorney General Eric Schneiderman of New York physically abused 4 former girlfriends. The latest on the investigation with our correspondent, Mark Mayfield.
Schneiderman denied the allegations reported in the New Yorker before announcing his resignation on Monday night. The reported investigation by Cy Vance comes as Schneiderman had been investigating the Manhattan DA's handling of the sexual assault allegations involving disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein. Mark Mayfield, NBC News Radio.
Eruptions of the Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island continue threatening even more homes.
I remember telling myself, this may be the last time I come back. And if it is, that's okay.
Officials also warning many residents of the area near the fissure that toxic gases are spewing from cracks in the ground, and those who are hanging on to try and spare their homes need to evacuate. 2 are in critical condition following a fire on Chicago's west side. The blaze broke out early this morning inside of an abandoned building near Monroe and South Kildare. An investigation continues after an 11-year-old was killed by a stray bullet over the weekend in East Chicago, Indiana. Police say David Anderson was shot in the head Saturday after a fight broke out between other children. The city of Des Plaines taking action to prevent underage kids from vaping. The Des Plaines City Council passed an ordinance last night that bans vaping for those under the age of 18. The vote came after administrators at Maine West High School complained that too many students have been smoking the e-cigarettes. Ian Happ homered from both sides of the plate. The Cubs demolished the Marlins 14-2 last night. The news is a service of Accountemps. Finding highly skilled accounting and finance professionals can be a challenge. Accountemps can help. With Accountemps' extensive network of accounting and finance contractors, you can be sure to find the right person for your exact hiring needs. Visit Accountemps.com to learn more. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. 7:35 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager says enough is enough.
There was no collusion. The thing was a witch hunt. It's a disgrace to the United States that Mueller was ever, or anybody would have ever been assigned to investigate something that didn't happen. It is part of the quote-unquote resistance to do anything possible, whether moral or immoral, whether legal or illegal, to get rid of this president.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Progressive makes it easy to compare quotes and get a great rate with the new Home Quote Explorer, only at Progressive.com.
Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use Balance of Nature as well.
In my practice, I was getting to the point where I couldn't have the strength to see that many patients anymore. I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. It really affected my breathing and the strength that I had. And I was introduced to the fruits and veggies. Just slowly, my strength started to come back. And it was because of the good nutrition. I can't say enough good for Balance of Nature and what it's done for me. And I recommend it to everybody.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Trust, trust, trust. Yes, I said trust 3 times because I want to tell you about a recent AM 560 charity benefactor and company that built their business and reputation over 3 decades by being trustworthy. I'm talking about Dependable Construction and founder Joe Barron. Tuck pointing, brick, and roofing is Joe's specialty. Joe started as a laborer, then progressed to an expert tuck pointer and bricklayer. In addition to masonry and roofing, Dependable Construction has grown to become a full-service Angie's List and Better Business Bureau award-winning contractor. For brick, masonry, and roofing on residential, commercial, or industrial projects to any remodeling or construction, you'll deal directly with owner Joe Barron. So call Joe at Dependable Construction today. Mention AM 560 and receive a 10% discount on most jobs. Call 773-244-1091. That's 773-244-1091 or visit tuckpointchicago.net. tuckpointchicago.net.
7:38 and a check of the roads in the alarm detection systems. Traffic Center with Jim.
Mike, the Reagan Tollway is heavy now from 31 to Eola, Winfield to 355 at the Myers toll to the Tri-State with a crash in the right lane. Northbound Veterans Memorial jammed. International Parkway to the Reagan Tollway. Findlay to St. Charles after the Army Trail toll to 290. Eden's 28 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose outbound 27. Kennedy an hour and 15 minutes. O'Hare to downtown outbound 56 minutes. Eisenhower an hour and 13 minutes. 390 to the Circle outbound an hour. Stevenson an hour and 8 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan 30 minutes. 95th to downtown. Traffic service of Staples. Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples, traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte at AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer is a service of Accountemps. When you could use help closing your books and need additional staff, it's time to call Accountemps. They can provide you with bookkeepers and other accounting and finance pros on a temporary or project basis and fast. Call today. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. Partly to mostly sunny in our 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. The forecast also calls for a high of 82 and partly cloudy and mild conditions overnight, low 59. Currently, we have 59 degrees. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Build business with Chamber 630, one of the largest business organizations in DuPage County. Marketing your business and connecting clients is their priority. Visit chamber630.com or call 630-968-4050 to join today.
Some call me the sage from South Central. Others call me the czar of common sense. But you can call me Larry Elder. And you're invited to join me tonight, starting at 7, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So, 2 p.m. today, President Trump makes his announcement on what he intends to do about the Iran nuclear deal.
Yep. I thought it was originally supposed to be May 12th, but they bumped it up to 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Sheriff Sanders was asked about that at the White House briefing yesterday, specifically asked about what we discussed yesterday, John Kerry's shadow diplomacy, working with the Iranians to try and preserve the deal in the face of hostility towards it from the Trump administration. Sarah Sanders would asked if Kerry's involvement mattered at all to the president.
I don't think it impacts it at all. I think the president spoke out about that pretty clearly, and I don't think that we would take advice from somebody who created what the president sees to be one of the worst deals ever made. I'm not sure why we would start listening to him now.
I'm not sure why you would either. For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by Jim Carafano, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army veteran, author of Surviving the End and Wiki at War, also the VP of Policy at the National Security and Foreign Policy Institute at the Heritage Foundation. Jim, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Hey, good to be with you.
Good. So what do you think Trump should announce today, and why?
I don't care.
You don't
I mean,
care?
he could stick fix or nix. Look, here's the deal's going to die either way. Any way we go, the deal's not going to die. When we signed the deal, it wasn't sustainable over the life of the deal. So, I mean, we are literally all debating something that's not really all that important because the deal's going to die no matter what. So, I'm not really sweating this one. I mean, Iran is an adversarial nation in the United States. It's going to be a problem for us no matter what goes, and it's very unlikely that the Iranians we're going to stick with the deal anyway.
Well, right, but it seemed like the Obama administration approach was to delude ourselves in thinking that they would. So I guess we could continue with that delusion.
Well, look, I mean, here's the deal about the deal. I mean, we could go through the number of ways they lied to us. One of them says, well, oh my God, we kept Iran from becoming a nuclear breakout state when there was actually no evidence that at that particular point in time they were planning on being a breakout state. They're going to break out when they want to, not when they need to. The other was it's slowing Iran's development of a nuclear program, which is an utter complete lie, because there are lots of things Iran has to do to have a usable nuclear weapon. And we really weren't preventing any of those. They can continue to develop their missile program. They can continue to develop their nuclear technology. The only thing they were delaying was the actual processing of nuclear material, and they could do that at the end. So that was a lie. And then, of course, the biggest lie of all was, once Iran's in this deal, they will become a better, more responsible country. And, of course, they've gotten far, far worse in the region. So there's no logical reason to sustain the deal. And quite honestly, the Iranians don't really have a reason to stay in it either. I mean, their big hope was they were going to get this huge economic windfall, which was another lie, and that's not happening. So why would they remain committed to staying?
So wait, we didn't give them bags of cash?
We did, and they spent it all, right? They spent it all on a very aggressive foreign policy. None of it went to bettering the life of the Iranian people, which is what the Iranian people are angry about. And once you burn through all that money, people are not going to invest in Iran. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people that are going to do business with the Iranians. Big companies, they'll figure out a way to do stuff. But nobody is going to invest money in Iran, what's called foreign direct investment, because the system is completely corrupt. The banks are corrupt, and it's just not going to happen.
But we could do more than just nix this deal, even if it's in rhetoric only. We could move to impose sanctions. We could stop this dance of pretending that Iran is going to be our someday partner in peace and continue to turn the screws on Iran the way we are with North Korea, Russia, etc.
That's the key point. It's not about what we do with the deal. It's what we do with Iran. And what we have to do with Iran is we have to do a range of things, because they are right now the greatest destabilizing force in the Middle East. And a peaceful Middle East is important to us. Not that everybody has to love each other, but that the region isn't melting down, and we have to help deal with that. And it's not just about what we're doing to the Iranians. It's also about what our policy is in Syria and Lebanon and Iraq, and their support for Hamas. And none of this is nation building. None of this is us being the world's policeman. All this is the spectrum of Iranian activities, which are making the world a more dangerous place. We have to kind of whack-a-mole those.
Well, isn't proponents of this Iran deal say it's the only way that we can keep Iran in check? Do you believe that at all?
Okay, so let's list the ways that we're keeping Iran in check.
Yes.
Are they in check in Yemen, where they're fueling a war to try to destabilize Saudi Arabia? No. Are they in check in Syria, where they're on the verge of actually prompting a war with Israel? No. Are they in verge in Lebanon, where they've got a terrorist organization essentially trying to overtake the state? No. Are they are they better in Iraq, where they're fueling militias to try to destabilize and take over that country? No. Are they continuing to develop a ballistic program which would produce missiles, which could deliver a nuclear weapon? Yes. I mean, are they continuing to develop their nuclear technology? Yes. Are they hiding all the technical knowledge that they need to build a nuclear weapon? Yes. I mean, so where have we kind of slowed that down? I mean, John Kerry's body is not a speed bump to Iran being a global threat.
So let's think about the region then. As you were saying, it's Iran, the greatest destabilizing force. How much hope should we put in the forthcoming king in Saudi Arabia as a counterweight to Iran?
Well, look, I mean, I think he's the best thing that's happened to Saudi Arabia in a long time. But the reality at the end of the day is, if America doesn't lead, nobody in that region is going to do that. They don't trust each other. They don't have the breadth of interests that we do. We have to lead. And again, it's not being the world's policeman. Look, we are a global power with global interests. The only thing that can really slow us down is if there's World War III, right? And there's only three places World War III can start. It can start in Asia, it can start in Europe, and it can start in the Middle East. And if those regions are stable, then the U.S. will thrive as the engine of global economic growth. And we don't have to keep those regions stable by nation building or getting involved in things, but we do have to protect our interests. And so the United States has to use enough power to get the countries in the region to do things in their own interest. And this president's actually probably the best president we've had on Middle East policy in over a decade. And in many ways, his policies are more mainstream and have actually been the kinds of things that have made the U.S. successful in the region than Bush or Obama.
Men, just going back to what you were alluding to with Iran and Israel, how concerned are you about the prospect of a regional war in the Middle East, with the Israelis reportedly bombing Iranian targets in Syria, and just kind of a lot of the scuttlebutt that tensions are rising between the two countries? Not that they're always not on high alert, but you know what I mean.
Well, the Israelis are very concerned. I mean, and they've been very, very vocal on this, and they worry about two things. One is Iran's effort, in a sense, to build a strategic land bridge through Syria, essentially right to Israel's doorstep, and in combination with Hezbollah developing a long-range missile force that has precision-guided weapons, which would be very, very tough for the Israeli missile defense system to handle. And so the Israelis feel that if these developments continue unchecked, that essentially they would have no option but to preemptively kind of go in and reduce that threat militarily. So they're being more aggressive, and they're looking at the United States and say, look, if you don't essentially, tell the or convince the Iranians and Hezbollah to back down, we're going to wind up, it's going to come to a shooting war. That's what the Israelis are saying.
Upcoming meeting between Kim Jong-un and President Trump. They're going to be announcing where they're meeting, when they're meeting, and the parameters of that meeting. Do you think anything would be accomplished during the time that they spend together? Or is this just a dog and pony show? The ultimate reality TV
I don't
show?
know. Here's what the North Koreans are telling us. They're saying, look, Kim he doesn't take anybody's counsel. He is making his own decisions. He's done things that other leaders haven't done in the past. So I don't know what's going to come out of it. And the one thing I never presume is to craft a policy on North Korea based on we know what the North Koreans are thinking or they're going to do. So in my mind, our strategy is perfect. It's maximum pressure, nuclear deterrence, missile defense, conventional deterrence with our allies in South Korea and Japan, and heavy sanctioning. And as long as we keep that policy in place, Kim can run little circles for all I care. And I think that's key, is to keep that policy in place until North Korea is no longer a nuclear threat, and we'll just let the negotiations take their course then.
I noted yesterday that Steven Seagal was in attendance at Vlad Putin's swearing in, and I was wondering, how he took out those Jamaican drug lords and marked for death. I was wondering if you thought Steven Seagal could take out Putin for us.
Pretty unlikely. I think they're actually kind of buddies.
Yeah, I know he was granted citizenship.
The other thing is,
yeah.
Let's be honest. I think Steven's kind of past his prime.
No, don't tell him that.
The only thing that's under siege is his waistline.
Oh, very nice. Well done. Touche. That's why we love Lieutenant Colonel Jim Carafano, who is Heritage Foundation, U.S. Army vet, author of a number of books, including Surviving the End and Wiki at War. Jim, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Hey, good being with you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
This is Dan Proth with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. To paraphrase Lenin, in 2018 America, a socialist is a Democrat in a hurry. Just ask Hillary, who said when asked if labeling herself a capitalist hurt her in 2016. Probably. It's hard to know, but if you're in the Iowa caucuses and 41% of Democrats are socialists, Hillary effectively conceded that Democrats are in a hurry to exile her and embrace Comrade Bernie's guarantee of a federal paycheck in every mailbox and a Tesla in every garage. Instead of being on defense over the personal chaos that follows Trump around like the cloud of dust that did Pigpen, Republicans should restrain themselves from spending like socialists and get on offense over Democrats' wholesale embrace of a gutter ideology whose main feature is a body count. The electorate that gave control of 2/3 of governors' mansions and state legislatures to Republicans, along with the House, Senate, and White House, is not on board with the Venezuelan model of shared misery and imposed orthodoxy of thought. Democrats may or may not be overplaying their hand on Trump, but they most certainly are on Karl Marx. Republicans would be wise to answer Hillary's distress call over May Day Democrats.
The following is a paid political announcement.
I'm Mike Braun. Politics shouldn't be a career. We need folks with real-world experience who'll get the job done and come back home. I've always been a conservative Republican, and I'm running because President Trump paved the way. Together, we'll build the wall, defend our values, and end bad trade deals for American workers. And the only person I'll owe anything to is you. I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message, and I ask for your vote.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
I'm Mike Braun. Politics shouldn't be a career. We need folks with real-world experience who'll get the job done and come back home. I've always been a conservative Republican, and I'm running because President Trump paved the way. Together, we'll build the wall, defend our values, and end bad trade deals for American workers. And the only person I'll owe anything to is you. I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message, and I ask for your vote.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
Hi, I'm Kevin Bastuga, co-founder of Signature Bank.
If you get the feeling your deposits don't matter to your bank, then maybe you're not with the right bank. At Signature Bank, your deposits matter to us as much as your business loans. Signature provides unmatched banking expertise, custom financial solutions, and the industry's best technology to closely held Chicagoland businesses. Whether your business is looking for a deposit relationship or needs a ready source for financing, Signature Bank is the right bank for you. Call us today to see how Signature Bank can help your business grow and thrive.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
We live in exciting times. The rapid evolution of technology in industrial robotic automation systems offers a multitude of solutions designed to give manufacturers a competitive advantage. From ergonomics, quality control, and the need to meet increased production goals while improving the lives of everybody on the factory floor, industrial robotic automation can mean increased profitability and higher quality jobs. Matrix Industrial Automation has built a reputation as an industry leader in developing, building, and installing a wide range of turnkey robotic automation systems. Manufacturers big and small, local and worldwide, depend on Matrix to deliver the most optimal and robust industrial automation systems with improved ROI in mind. Nearly 2 decades of experience and hundreds of installed systems is why Matrix Industrial Automation, headquartered in Bartlett, Illinois, are the industrial automation experts. For information or to schedule a free automation consultation, visit matrixindustrialautomation.com or call 847-841-8260. That's matrixindustrialautomation.com.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson, and you know I love resting my head each night on a MyPillow. It's the only way I get proper rest and deal with Dan every morning. For the rest of your body, get the MyPillow mattress topper. It keeps your entire body comfy, cozy, and relaxed. The MyPillow mattress topper is 3 unique layers of comfort that evenly supports your body weight and helps relieve pressure points, plus keeps your body temperature regulated all night long. No more too hot or too cold. You'll get the same 10-year warranty you get with the MyPillow, plus the 60-day money-back guarantee, and it's made in America. Best of all, with the promo code Amy, you'll get 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, plus 2 free standard pillows. No kidding, 2 standard MyPillows for free. Go online or call now and don't miss out. Call 800-489-0201, promo code Amy, or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
It's Election Day in Indiana and West Virginia. And
Ohio, too.
Yeah, but in Indiana and West Virginia, you have the prospect that the anti-incumbent mood in the country could spring some upsets in Republican primaries. We'll discuss those with David French at 8:08.
And a campaign commercial you've got to hear. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Chicago experiences its most violent week of 2018. Lightfoot preparing to challenge Emmanuel. White Sox pitcher Danny Farquhar released from the hospital. Cubs and Ian Happ blast the Marlins from both sides of the plate. White Sox host the Pirates later on today. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
Don't do it. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Europeans and Democrats are urging President Trump, hoping he doesn't pull the U.S. out of the Iran deal.
The agreement prevents them from getting a nuclear weapon.
That's Senator Bob Casey. The president will announce his decision in 5 hours. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
The president has been highly critical of the 2015 agreement under which Iran limited its nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. The leaders of the UK, France, and Germany have urged the U.S. to stay in the deal, saying it is the best way to stop Iran from developing a nuclear bomb. President Trump criticizing on Twitter President Obama's Secretary of State who helped negotiate the Iran nuclear deal, writing, "John Kerry can't get over the fact that he had his chance and blew it. Stay away from negotiations, John. You are hurting your country." Dave?
And John, the president's having a discussion this morning with China's leader. North Korea, a big issue ahead of an upcoming summit with Kim Jong-un, who's just traveled to China again for more talks. The NRA has a new president, retired Colonel Oliver North, who calls himself a quick reaction force to the strong criticism of the gun rights group after recent mass shootings.
They've threatened the officers, the directors, the staff. The harassment goes beyond simply yelling at people. It now includes vandalism. It's slashed tires and broken windshields and things like that.
New York's Attorney General's out of a job. Eric Schneiderman, a Me Too movement advocate who sued Harvey Weinstein, resigns amid sexual misconduct allegations.
4 women accused him of physical abuse, including hitting, choking, and slapping, frequently in bed and not with their consent. The 63-year-old saying he strongly contests the serious assault allegations and that in the privacy of intimate relationships, he has engaged in role-playing and other consensual sexual activity.
Fox's Lillian Wu. A small earthquake hit Southern California early this morning east of L.A. No reports of damage. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
62 degrees at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. 2 are in critical condition. Follows a fire on Chicago's west side. Authorities say the blaze broke out early this morning inside of an abandoned building near Monroe and South Kildare. The victims hospitalized after apparently jumping from a second or third floor window to escape the fire. Investigators believe they were squatting in that abandoned building. A 16-year-old boy is accused of tossing an unknown liquid into the face of a Chicago police officer. The teen was charged with aggravated battery to that police officer. Chicago coming off one of its most violent weeks of the year. 85 shot between Monday, April 30th, and this past Sunday. Of those victims, at least 9 died. Meantime, the investigation continues after an 11-year-old boy was killed by a bullet over the weekend in East Chicago, Indiana. There have been no arrests in that investigation. No one hurt after a pallet factory on Chicago's south side caught fire. The large blaze broke out last night at B&S Pallet on West Route. Flames were put out in less than 1 hour, and the cause is under investigation. Another high-profile name is expected to challenge Mayor Emanuel next year. Lori Lightfoot resigned yesterday as head of the Chicago Police Board, bringing her one step closer to launching a bid to unseat Rahm Emanuel. One Central Illinois hospital and a handful of Chicago financial firms are on the list of best places to work in Illinois. Forbes.com releasing its survey of best employers across the country. OSF Healthcare in Peoria, the highest ranked in Illinois. They're 46th on the list. ComEd number 70. Two Chicago financial firms, Old Republic and Northern Trust, and the Chicago biotech firm AbbVie are also in the top 100. Cubs demolish the Marlins 14-2. White Sox open a two-game set with the Pirates tonight at Guaranteed Rate Field. 8:04, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network, a service of Turnkey.pro, here's Jenny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, small business owners were feeling a little better about the economy last month. The National Federation of Independent Business Index rose slightly in April. Fewer people are signing up for Dish Network. Its earnings declined from a year ago, and it had fewer pay TV subscribers at the end of the recent quarter. Dean Foods lost money in the period. The dairy products company says sales declined. SeaWorld attendance is improving. The company says visitors are also spending more at its parks. In 2016, SeaWorld announced it would end its orca whale breeding program and eventually phase out the theatrical killer whale shows. SeaWorld Orlando just announced details for a brand new Sesame Street themed park. The Dow was up 94 yesterday. The Nasdaq added 55. S&P gained 9. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
8:05 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity says we will not see the end of the attacks on Trump.
It just is so corrupt. It is such a double standard, and it is so obnoxious on so many different levels, but it's never going to go away, because the mission, when you really look at it, has been to never let Trump get elected, and then from the day he was elected to undermine Donald Trump.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Dan Proft here with the Home Loan Expert. He is Ryan Kelly, HomeLoanExpert.com, and a program that Ryan Kelly has that's near and dear to our hearts here at AM 560 is one specifically that caters to veterans, military families. The Hero Loan Program is what it's called. And Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, and thank you for letting me join you today, Dan. Hero.loan, that's Hero.loan. It's the only way to VA. And we were sitting at our office, and we were trying to find a way to give more back to our service members, active and retired, and military families. The VA loan program really needed to be retooled, I guess, for lack of better words, and that's what we've done. We've streamlined it. We close VA loans in 14 days. I pay for your appraisal, and we give a portion of our money back to a great foundation called Fisher House. If you're even considering refinancing or buying a home and you qualify for the VA financing, apply online today at Hero.loan. That's Hero.loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert, LLC.
8:07. Let's get an update on the roads now in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Like the Edens is running about 28 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. The inbound Kennedy has heavy delays starting at Nagle. Just before that, with a crash at Nagle in the two right lanes, 57 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 37 from Montrose, 22 in the Express. Outbound 56 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower's an hour and 5 minutes, 390 to downtown, 43 minutes to Manheim. Outbound 47 minutes to Manheim, an hour 10 to 390. Stevenson is an hour and 8 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 40 minutes. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State heavy. Cicero to 47th, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Adams Tollway stop and go lead to the Tri-State. Reagan Tollway delays 31 to Eola. Winfield to 355. Myers Toll to the Tri-State and westbound. Jammed Highland to 355. Crash in the right lane. Traffic service of Discover Student Loans. Figuring out how to cover college costs? Discover Student Loans are the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, zero fees, while students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Jim, thank you. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, more sun than clouds with a high 82, partly cloudy night, low 59. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, breezy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm with a high of 75. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently, we have 61 degrees at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, a family tradition since 1897.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. It's Election Day in a number of states, and particular two races, one in Indiana and one in West Virginia, are generating a lot of attention because of their potential for sort of outsider upsets. Indiana, this is to face Joe Donnelly in a real good pickup opportunity for Republicans for U.S. Senate. And you've got two congressmen that are trailing Mike Braun, this recently elected state rep / businessman who you've heard the commercials on our airwaves running against Rokita and Messer as, two swamp creatures. And then in West Virginia, you got something that's even a little bit more colorful. I'd say much more colorful, actually. Former Massey Energy CEO Don Blankenship.
Don Blankenship.
He's running the Republican primary against Attorney General Patrick Morrisey and another candidate to face Joe Manchin. Another good pickup opportunity since I believe Trump won West Virginia by 100 points.
Yes.
I think it was unanimous.
And someone described him as Roy Moore, Donald Trump on steroids.
Well, Blankenship is taking a page out of Donald Trump's book to some extent, talking about, Cocaine Mitch.
Which I've never heard those allegations before.
Cocaine Mitch McConnell is who he's running against, but the idea, again, he's running against the swamp, too. He's a businessman who spent time in jail for a mine incident, and there were safety violations associated with a mine. I shouldn't say an incident. I mean, people died.
Right.
It was a terrible
Mine
event.
collapse, yeah.
Right. So he just recently got out of prison. He's running for Senate. And Trump, trying to learn, I guess, the lesson from the Roy Moore experience, is openly saying Don Blankenship can't beat Joe Manchin. We need to nominate one of the other two. And Blankenship is now firing back at Trump, saying, well, he supported an alleged pedophile in Alabama, so we like Trump's policies, but don't listen to what Trump has to say politically. It's wild.
Yeah, and there's two campaign commercials you have got to hear.
Swamp Captain Mitch McConnell has created millions of jobs for China people. While doing so, Mitch has gotten rich. In fact, his China family has given him tens of millions of dollars. Mitch's swamp people are now running false negative ads against me. They are also childishly calling me despicable and mentally ill. The war to drain the swamp and create jobs for West Virginia people has begun. I will beat Joe Manchin and ditch Cocaine Mitch for the sake of the kids.
What is this
That was
Cocaine Mitch?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the presentation. That was a very spirited read. Couldn't you just listen to Don Blankenship do books on tape? Don Blankenship reads A Tale of Two Cities.
And there's more.
Hi, I'm Don Blankenship, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. The politicians are running a lot of crazy ads. They blew up the
Like
coal
me.
mine and then put me in prison. Now they're running ads that say the coal mine blew up and I went to prison. There's no surprise there. But if you want jobs, if you want to end the drug epidemic, and you want to protect the unborn, you need to vote for me. One of my goals as U.S. Senator will be to ditch Cocaine Mitch. When you
Ditch.
vote for me, you're voting for the sake of the kids.
And he's holding two.
Cocaine Mitch. I do have to say the theme music is catchy.
Yeah,
It's
very
like
folksy.
a Bartles and James commercial. So Cocaine Mitch, he's referring to Mitch McConnell's married to Elaine Chao,
Right.
shipping company, Chinese shipping company in her family.
Yeah.
A few years back, 90 pounds of cocaine was found on one of the company's ships, but it was never alleged that they were in the cocaine smuggling business.
Oh.
So that's politics, but oh boy.
Oh, so that's how they got the cocaine, Mitch.
For more on the future of the Republican Party and the country, we're pleased to be joined again by our friend David French, who, of course, National Review writer, constitutional lawyer, author, veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. David, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I was wondering if you're going to make me break down the cocaine Mitch scandal. I'm glad you already did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, boy, what are the? This is still a very close race between Blankenship and Patrick Morrissey, the Attorney General. But the prospects of Don Blankenship winning that primary, what would that mean? Not just in West Virginia, but potentially nationally for Republicans. Sort of the conversation we had about Roy Moore.
Yeah, well, for one thing, if he were to win the primary, he's just increased Joe Manchin's chances of reelection immeasurably. But if in fact he did make it into Washington, he would be a walking campaign commercial for Democrats every day. This is a person who was convicted for his role in the deaths of, I believe it was more than 20 minors.
Yeah.
So what possesses a man to think, I've been convicted for my role in the deaths of minors. Oh, I think I'll run for Senate. There's a bit of a screw loose there just to consider running in those circumstances.
He must be looking at who's in office.
It really is stunning, the collection of people who will run in these Republican primaries, and it's rather stunning the collection of people that a lot of Republican primary voters will vote for, so long as they say the right things and insult the right people.
And isn't he in the lead right now? If they're
close, yeah, couple of polls,
very close.
Yeah.
Yes, the poll, depending on the poll, I think the last three polls that I've seen have swapped winners back and forth. So we won't know maybe until late tonight.
Well, more conventionally speaking, but yet perhaps another, canary in the coal mine.
Hey, too soon. Come on, Dan.
The idea of Mike Braun beating, particularly Todd Rokita, who, at least my understanding from Indiana politics next door here, he sort of had the inside track from the outset. He's a former statewide elected official, been in Congress for a number of years now. And for Mike Braun to split the middle between the two congressmen and potentially win tonight, does that say something about the intensity of the anti-incumbent mood in the body politics, starting with the GOP primary electorates?
It doesn't seem to have really abated since 2016. There is still a lot of anti-incumbent intensity. You're seeing on the Democratic side, there are insurgent candidates that are gaining momentum that are disturbing some of the Democrats because they're afraid that their primary voters are going to vote for people who are not as electable in the general election. And I think both primary electorates are, because remember, it's a much smaller subset of voters, both primary electorates are in a very militant mood. I don't think that has changed since 2016. If anything, maybe it's even been exacerbated since 2016. And so, during these primaries, we could see some pretty wild upsets. And I know the Democrats are worried about that and have been deploying resources to try to stop that.
There's a report that the White House is trying to do some things on spending after the reaction I don't think they anticipated, the negative reaction from the base to that $1.3 trillion omnibus bill that was passed by Republicans, signed by the president, doing one rescission package, a few $100 million worth of rescissions, and then looking at future rescission packages aimed at that omnibus spending bill. Can they claw their way back into the good graces of an electorate that's upset about profligate spending in D.C., as they seem to be trying to do?
Well, I don't think they can claw their way back. Well, there are two questions. One, can they claw their way back in the good graces of an electorate? And I do think some symbolic measures might actually go at least part way towards mollifying some of the electorate. But I don't think they can claw back substantively. Substantively, it's just too big a bill. It was too big a spending bill. If they're going to try to claw it back, you would be dealing with cuts that would cause, real controversy. And the reason why the spending bill was so big is it's really easy to say, yeah, we need to spend less money. It's a lot harder to go ahead and spend less money, especially since the programs that cost the most also happen to be the most popular programs that the government has. So it's a lot easier politically to say, yeah, we intend to cut back. It's a lot easier to do some symbolic cuts. It's a lot harder to do real cutting because then you run up against, the popularity of these programs.
I'm reading your latest article, National Review, an open letter to Trump's evangelical defenders. What exactly do you want them to know?
Well, look, there's this remarkable thing that's occurring since 1998, and I'm old enough to remember 1998 when Bill Clinton had an affair with an intern, lied about it under oath, and a number of other women came forward with allegations about Bill Clinton. That evangelical leaders were rightfully outraged by that, and they said, look, this is unacceptable conduct. It doesn't matter that America's at peace. It doesn't matter that America's prosperous. The character of a leader matters. And now some of these same leaders are singing a very different tune now that there's a Republican in the White House. And look, these things are either wrong or they're not. And there's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, we appreciate these good judicial nominations, but the kind of misconduct that Trump's engaged in is deeply troubling. And yet all too many of them won't do it. They'll even go around and go further and contradict themselves. I mean, Franklin Graham in 1998 wrote this very strong op-ed in the Wall Street Journal talking about how it isn't just private conduct. And then this month he gave an interview to the Associated Press where he said, this is nobody's business but Trump's and Melania's. So, it can't be that the standards change depending on whether there's a D or an R by a person's name. And what it does is it makes the evangelical movement look just craven and political rather than principled.
Right, and it folds them into the rest of the culture, which is both sides long arguing this character doesn't matter. We just had this discussion last hour about the latest New York Attorney General to have to resign because of alleged sexual misconduct. I guess it was no longer alleged with Spitzer, but I mean, they say character doesn't matter, privacy of bedroom, blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter, and then you have the Me Too movement, the left element of the Me Too movement that otherwise repeats that mantra in almost a Pavlovian way when any scandal erupts. But now Schneiderman has to go, and my point is, where are they to defend Schneiderman for these apparent S&M relationships he had, because this stuff is the privacy of his own home. It doesn't matter, that it doesn't impact his public duties as an attorney general and so on and so forth. Isn't that the argument they always make? So it's difficult to find where the standard is on the left or sometimes the right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that, on the left, I think that particularly younger millennial progressives have a different view of this than maybe the older progressives who defended Bill Clinton against, in the impeachment process. A lot of them were actually appalled to learn about Bill Clinton. And I think some of the younger millennials are saying, no, we're going to put up with this. And I think it's one of the reasons for the Me Too movement. But also one of the reasons why some of these allegations never saw the light of day for years and years and years. And you saw this in the Schneiderman controversy. There were women who their own friends urged them not to come forward because Schneiderman was too important for the movement politically. Mm-hmm. And think about that. These are women who were being abused, and people close to them were saying, but he's too important politically. That's a poisonous mentality. That's a poisonous morality. I think it's beginning to change. I hope it's beginning to change. And we're seeing, selected people's careers fall apart as their deeds are coming to light. But we still have too much in this country of I'm going to point out every way in which the Democrats are depraved, and I'm going to defend. I'm going to defend as long as I possibly can the people in my own tribe.
He is David French, writer at National Review, constitutional lawyer, best-selling author, veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. David, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Guess who was at the Met Gala last night? It was Uma Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
But she was not with Anthony Weiner.
Eric Schneiderman is available.
Oh, Weiner's in jail. Forecast for today, it's just beautiful out there. No complaints, not a cloud in the sky, a high of 82 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, a mild 59. And then tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, not as warm. And we do have a chance of a shower and a thunderstorm, a high of 75 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Dan. Well, traffic's kind of ugly on the Reagan Tollway westbound from Highland to 355 with a crash in the right lane, and the heavy delays are eastbound from the Aurora Toll Plaza all the way to Veterans Memorial Tollway. On that Veterans Memorial, it's slow northbound International Parkway most of the way to St. Charles, after the Army Trail Toll to 290. Northbound Tri-State bottled up. Cicero to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue, eastbound Adams Tollway lead to the Tri-State. Eden's 20 minutes, Lake Hook to Montrose, outbound now 35. Kennedy, an hour. O'Hare to downtown, outbound 56 minutes. Eisenhower, an hour and 5 minutes, 390 to the Circle, outbound an hour 10. Stevenson, looking at an hour and 8 minutes, 355 to the Drive. And the Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to the Loop. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
As soon as I get home, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put my pillow mattress topper on top of the bed. You know how I love my pillow. Well, they have a mattress topper that keeps your entire body comfy and cozy with 3 unique layers, Keith Conrad, of comfort that evenly supports your body weight, helps relieve pressure points, and keeps your body temperature regulated all night long, not too hot or not too cold. I'll find out. And for May, get 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper plus 2 free standard MyPillows with your mattress topper purchase. You heard right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off a mattress topper. How do you get this great deal? Well, you're going to call 800-489-0201, promo code Amy. 30% off that mattress topper, 2 free standard MyPillows. Plus, we still have that half off the 4-pack and 30% off pet beds, sheets, and much more. Find it all when you go to MyPillow.com, promo code Amy, A-M-Y, or call 800-489-0201. On all of these items, you still have a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So get yourself a mattress topper. Try it out. If you like it, keep it. If you don't, return it. You have 60 days. MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Have you met the Swamp Brothers? Congressman Todd Rokita and Congressman Luke Messer. You already know their stories. Todd Rokita and Luke Messer are 2 lawyers who never practiced and became career politicians. What makes them Swamp Brothers? It's their records in Washington. In Congress, Todd Rokita and Luke Messer voted to fast-track Obama's bad trade deals which could have cost Indiana thousands of jobs. And Todd Rokita and Luke Messer voted for billions in new debt, $500 billion to be exact. But there's more, and it's even worse. Todd and Luke voted to fund abortion provider Planned Parenthood and Obama's executive amnesty. Todd's no conservative. He's a fraud. Luke's no conservative. He's a liberal. Todd the fraud. Luke the liberal. The Swamp Brothers. Wrong for you.
I'm Mike Braun, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
Your local 1-hour heating and air conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1-HOUR.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
This is Dan Proth with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. To paraphrase Lenin, in 2018 America, a socialist is a Democrat in a hurry. Just ask Hillary, who said when asked if labeling herself a capitalist hurt her in 2016. Probably. I mean, it's hard to know, but if you're in the Iowa caucuses and 41% of Democrats are socialists, Hillary effectively conceded that Democrats are in a hurry to exile her and embrace Comrade Bernie's guarantee of a federal paycheck in every mailbox and a Tesla in every garage. Instead of being on defense over the personal chaos that follows Trump around like the cloud of dust that depicts pig pen. Republicans should restrain themselves from spending like socialists and get on offense over Democrats' wholesale embrace of a gutter ideology whose main feature is a body count. The electorate that gave control of 2/3 of governors' mansions and state legislatures to Republicans, along with the House, Senate, and White House, is not on board with the Venezuelan model of shared misery and imposed orthodoxy of thought. Democrats may or may not be overplaying their hand on Trump, but they most certainly are on Karl Marx. Republicans would be wise to answer Hillary's distress call over May Day Democrats.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-566-7906 now for your free reputation analysis. Our dedicated experts and patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-566-7906 to learn more or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Thank you, Cook County, says Effingham County Board Member David Campbell, who led the initiative to create a sanctuary county for Second Amendment rights in Effingham County. We're going to talk to County Board Member David Campbell at 8:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
64 degrees, mostly sunny skies. The president will announce this afternoon, at 1 o'clock Chicago time, whether he's going to pull out of the Iran nuclear agreement, recertify it, or perhaps something in between. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman resigning at the end of business day today following disturbing abuse allegations published in the New Yorker magazine. Over his career, he presented himself as a champion for women.
We must reimagine a world where predators are exposed and held to account, and survivors are supported and empowered at every level.
The Democrat Schneiderman is accused of berating, hitting, threatening, and choking women in bed without their consent, often while he was drinking. Shares of cable giant Comcast are down this morning in pre-market trading. It's reportedly getting ready to make a bid on a huge chunk of 21st Century Fox, the same chunk that Fox has already agreed to sell to the Walt Disney Company. An interim memorial honoring victims and survivors of the Pulse nightclub shooting will be unveiled this morning. At the nightclub in Orlando, where 49 were killed and dozens more wounded just about 2 years ago. 2 are in critical condition following a fire on Chicago's west side. The blaze broke out early this morning inside of an abandoned building near Monroe and South Kildare. The victims were hospitalized after jumping from a second or third floor window to escape the fire. An investigation continues after an 11-year-old boy was killed by a stray bullet over the weekend in East Chicago, Indiana. Illinois going to change how it pays for mental health services in the state. The governor yesterday announcing it's changing the way Medicaid waivers for mental and behavioral health programs are used. The waiver, which is worth $2 billion, will allow Illinois to try new strategies and pilot programs for treating some of the 3 million enrolled in the state's Medicaid program. Cubs beat the Marlins 14-2 at Wrigley. Yu Darvish placed on the 10-day DL, and the White Sox take on the Pirates tonight. The news, a service of Discover Student Loans. Figuring out how to cover college costs? Discover Student Loans is one of the top private student loan lenders in the country with great rates, zero fees. Plus, students can earn a cash reward for their good grades. Visit discoverstudentloans.com to apply today. Limitations apply. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher thinks the Democrats are scrambling.
This is so crazy. The left is in such a frenzy. The DNC lawsuit suing WikiLeaks and the Trump campaign. Oh, yeah, Russia. Sue Russia, because that'll work. It's nuts. We are in Crazyville.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, a family tradition since 1897. You know the expression out of sight, out of mind? Well, that pretty much describes the roof on your house. Sure, you can see it from the ground and things may look okay, but you probably don't really know what's going on up there. After the long winter, this is a great time to have your roof professionally inspected by New Life Property Restoration. They'll let you know the condition of your roof and how long you can expect it to last. Here's the best part. This is a complimentary evaluation valued at $250. And for every inspection estimate New Life Property Restoration performs this year, a donation will be made to the Roof for a Vet project to help vets with homes in need of roof repair. With so many choices in the roofing industry, who can you trust? Consider a family and veteran-owned company that's willing to invest in you before they ask you to invest in them with a free inspection of your roof. Consider New Life Property Restoration and their 20-point inspection. Find them at newlifepropertyrestorations.com or 224-220-1444.
8:35 and a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike Kennedy. Inbound, it is Jan from Nagel to the Burn Circle. It is an hour from O'Hare to downtown, 40 minutes from Montrose, 44 on the Express. Outbound, 39 minutes to Montrose and 56 to O'Hare. Eden's 20 minutes, Lake Cook to the Junction, outbound 35. Eisenhower, an hour and 17 minutes, 390 to downtown, 50 minutes from Manheim, outbound 51 minutes to Manheim, an hour and 4 minutes to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 12 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 44 minutes. Ryan, 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 28 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 32. Northbound Tri-State, bottled up Cicero to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. But Adams Tollway's the lead to the Tri-State. Reagan Tollway from Farnsworth, 355, after a westbound crash. Northbound Veterans Memorial has delays. International Parkway to the Reagan Tollway, and Army Trail to 290. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Partly to mostly sunny and pleasant today. We'll top out at 82 with a low of 59 overnight and a chance of a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. Currently 64 at O'Hare, 64 along the lakefront. Right now 60 in Aurora. Your next news update is at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT, giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Big news yesterday. Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North is going to be the next NRA president. How about that?
Good for him.
The most exciting news for our members since Charlton Heston became president of the association, said NRA Executive VP and CEO Wayne LaPierre. Warren Buffett also this week separating his private views from his business interests, responding to a question about doing business with gun owners.
Yeah.
He told CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin, "I don't believe in imposing my political opinions on activities of our businesses. I don't think we should put a question on the Geico policy form that says, are you a member of the NRA? And if you are, you're just not good enough for us or something like that. I don't believe in imposing my views on 370,000 employees and 1 million shareholders. I'm not their nanny on that. And he also added that he's given no directive on gun maker stocks. Well, I got somebody who could perhaps be in charge of special projects for Ollie North when he takes the helm at the NRA. He's David Campbell. He's the vice chairman of the Effingham County Board in Southern Illinois. And this is a nice little piece of jujitsu. Oh, Cook County, you want to be a sanctuary city or sanctuary county when it comes to federal immigration policy? Well, how about we here in Effingham County become a sanctuary county when it comes to gun control legislation that's being bandied about Springfield? And that's precisely what they did. Effingham County, sanctuary county for gun rights. For more on this, we're pleased to be joined by Effingham County Board Vice Chairman David Campbell. David, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me.
So what was the thought process that led you to this resolution that was taken up and passed by your board?
I've been watching the onslaught of bill after bill after bill being presented from our legislators, both in the House and the Senate, and thought it was time to take a stand. I didn't know how I was going to approach it at first, and I thought about it and thought a resolution might be the best way to do it, and started looking around, and I saw that Iroquois had done a resolution, and I looked at it, took some bullet points from it, and started adding some of my own language to it, sat down with our state's attorney, Brian Kibler, and he actually added the part about the sanctuary part. When he first said that, I thought, I didn't understand exactly where he was going with it, and after he explained it, I said, hey, I'm totally on board, let's do it, great. And it's taken off like wildfire, Dan. I can't. It started out with just a few counties started coming on with us, and we've had 7 counties that I know of for sure that have passed this. And now we've had well over 50 counties ask for a copy of this resolution, and they're wanting to pass it as well.
What have people in your county said about this?
Hooray!
I've had overwhelming response, a positive response on this. I'm going to say 98, 99% positive. I've had maybe a percent just didn't understand it, and some were just anti-gun. But overwhelmingly support for us moving forward with this.
Well, it's such a great piece of jiu-jitsu because you then get Democrat Madigan roll call vote members of the House say things like, did State Representative Kathleen Willis from Elmwood Park, I don't think you can say I don't agree with the law, so I won't enforce it. I think it sends the wrong message. So she is not aware of the glass house in which she lives as a sanctuary city, county, state supporter when it comes to actual constitutional rights as opposed to federal immigration statutes. So it's got to be gratifying for you to watch Democrats and other gun banners be twisted into knots over this.
You're exactly right, Dan. Actually, the local legislators here have reached out, showing me great support on this. All our local representatives and senators have supported this wholeheartedly. I got to laugh every time I hear that. The Democrats up in the Chicago area that have sponsored some of these bills, I just cannot believe they have sat down and even read their Constitution to understand it. I can't even see how they could come up with something like that.
But don't you feel bad that you have to pay, and exorbitant taxes for our Chicago politicians' sins? I've always felt it was unfair for people who live, south of I-80, that essentially you have higher property taxes in Illinois because of the fraudulent spending from Chicago Democrats.
Yeah, and that's true, and we do feel that. I know a lot of people feel that way. Even up north, I not even using the I-80 thing, I get a lot of comments from friends and relatives that live up that way that say the same thing. They're just tired of the strong arm politics up there. We need to make a change. There's no doubt about it. And right now, this feels like this is a huge grassroots effort right here. I didn't realize this was going to take off like it did. I just was making a statement. And it's just everybody's so passionate about this. I've had other states even ask for this now.
Yeah,
It's
it has. It's gotten national coverage, which is great because of course sanctuary city and state designations when it comes to immigration is a national issue too.
It's a liberal policy world. Sanctuary.
Yeah, but right, and it's like I said, it's flipping the script on it, which is fun.
and that's exactly what we did. We kind of did a two-edged sword there. Basically two shots over the bow is what we shot with that sanctuary part. Is number one, we did not like the state saying that we could make this a sanctuary for illegal immigrants. We wanted to let them know we didn't like it, so that's why we did it. And then also to say, leave our Second Amendment rights alone. It was basically two shots over the bow.
And there was one board member who voted against it, wasn't there?
There was one of our board members. I still don't really understand why she voted against it. She took the same oath that all the rest of us did when we took the seat for our office, which was to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Evidently, she didn't read it either.
Well, what was her argument against it?
She was going back to the days of the muskets and things like that. None of her argument even made sense. I didn't really understand where she was going with it. The firepower we have now is different than what we had then, so we can't equate it to what we have now. Her argument didn't hold water. I don't understand where she was coming from with it.
And she got elected to the board in Effingham County. That'll be interesting to see what happens next time she comes up for election.
Yeah, it will. And I look actually her group is making a movement right now to get me unseated, which is kind of funny. But
really,
why?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, because I came out with this resolution, they have come forth and the primary's already taken place, but now they are going to caucus in actually one of the doctors here in town to run against me for my seat.
So is this
resolution?
So this woman is a gun control advocate? She's an outspoken gun control advocate.
She's not an advocate.
Oh, she's not a gun control advocate.
No, she is not. She does not like guns whatsoever.
No, yeah, gun control advocate. She's a gun control.
Gun control. Yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Right,
Yes.
and there's actually a group in Effingham County that is like pro gun control that's on board with the Michael Bloomberg program and is really trying to prosecute their case.
Evidently is.
Well, that's interesting. That's a development too. So it just highlights. It's interesting because this sort of beats people out of the brush. And even Effingham County is a very conservative county. But it's interesting because they're not afraid to prosecute their case where the weight of public opinion is against them on a particular issue. But do you see that kind of conservative case being prosecuted in a place like, say, Cook County or the city of Chicago? No, not at all. And it's one of the reasons we have the state we have. It's just interesting to note that you are facing some opposition here, so it's not without consequence.
Yeah, and it's limited opposition. Like I said, I've only received just that is what I group into my 1%. I mean, it's, like I say, it's overwhelmingly in support of, 99% in support of. So I take it with a grain of salt, to be honest.
And are you guys then also paying attention to the gun legislation, the new gun control legislation that is being considered in Springfield and that may be sent to the governor's desk and so forth?
Yes, we are watching that daily, and we didn't. Of course, we haven't added that into our resolution as of yet, but that's another fight down the road that we're willing to take on. And as more counties sign on with us, their strength in numbers, I'm feeling really good about where this is going and what kind of message we're sending to our legislators. These people are tired of getting these types of bills shoved down our throats, and now we're taking a stand. And I think the legislators need to perk up and start listening to what people want.
Do you think that there's a lack of appreciation in Chicago Metro for communities like exist in Effingham County?
I think there is somewhat. I mean, we feel there is just disregard for what people's feelings are, what they want. I don't think they're really in tune to what people want, even in their own area at some point. Like I said, I hear from a lot of people up that way. We even had a alderman from Elmhurst reach out and want a copy of this resolution. What's that tell you?
Tells you there's hope in Elmhurst. David Campbell, he is the vice chairman of the Effingham County Board, came up with this idea for Sanctuary County resolution to establish sanctuaries for Second Amendment individual gun rights, and it's taken off. David, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having us. Appreciate you sticking in there with us on this site.
All right.
All right, happy to do it.
Thanks, David. Good luck to you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
Please. More Melania. We need more Melania. Maybe. She looked fantastic yesterday. Anywho. Will you buy me that $6,000 jacket that Melania was wearing yesterday?
No.
Party animals.
She can party with my animals all she wants. Ayo! Sunshine today, warm, a high of 82 degrees tonight, mild, a low of 59. And tomorrow we're going to have some rain, possible thunderstorms roll through here, and a high of 75. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. On the Kennedy inbound, delays are heavy from Nagel to the Burn Circle. Looking at an hour and 4 minutes right now. Hare to downtown. 47 minutes from Montrose, 46 in the Express. Outbound 45 minutes to the airport. Edens, 20 minutes. Lake Hook to the junction. Outbound 28. The Eisenhower's, an hour and 17 minutes. 390 to downtown. 50 minutes from Mannheim. Outbound 50 to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 12 minutes. 355 to the drive. Outbound 43 minutes. Ryan, 30 minutes. 95th to downtown. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, heavy Foster to North Avenue, northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Northbound Tri-State, still really jammed. Cicero to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Spot Adams Tollway, stop and go lead to the Tri-State. Reagan Tollway, Farnsworth 355. The Veterans Memorial from International Parkway to the Reagan Tollway and Army Trail to 290. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Oh, the school year is rapidly coming to an end, and maybe you're looking back at this past year and you aren't too happy with your child's school experience. Well, now is the perfect time to start thinking about doing something different this fall. Don't send your child back to a school that you just aren't happy with. Start thinking about sending your child to a private school at half the regular price, thanks to our friends at halfpriceschools.com. At halfpriceschools.com, you can find local private schools from all over the Chicagoland area that are offering vouchers for a full year of tuition at half the price with no catch. Find a school near you, purchase the tuition voucher, and prepare to send your child off to school this fall. It's that simple. HalfPriceSchools.com is schools located all across the Chicagoland area, including Calvin Christian Church in South Holland. We have Faith Evangelical Lutheran School in Antioch, and the list goes on and on. Midwest Christian Academy in Chicago. Make private schools affordable for your family for the first time this year. But don't wait. These vouchers will sell out. Visit halfpriceschools.com today. That's halfpriceschools.com.
Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use Balance of Nature as well.
I look at Balance of Nature and I look what it's doing for me as I've started taking it, and for the patients that I have that are taking it, and it's been phenomenal watching the changes that have happened and how much healthier and how much more energy that they have. I haven't heard any negative feedback from any of my patients who have been taking the product. And the thing that amazes me with it is that it's so simple.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
For more than a half century, Mueller CPA and Financial Advisory has provided audit, tax, outsourced accounting, business consulting, and financial advisory services to Chicagoland companies. Mueller provides customized financial guidance to a client base that includes independent business owners, startups, local government, and nonprofits. I'm with Dave Nissen, Mueller Managing Partner.
Thanks, Dan. Mueller values being part of the community for the last 50 years, meeting our clients' financial service needs. A major component of meeting those needs is our professionals' superb knowledge and their ability to deliver timely and quality solutions to meet our clients' challenges. Whether you're interested in tax minimization strategies, looking to expand your business, or need assistance with business planning, our team can help. Our goal is your company's financial success today and over a lifetime.
For questions about how the recent legislative changes can specifically affect your business or how to effectively plan for these changes, call Dave Nissen at 847-888-8600 or visit MuellerCPA.com. That's Mueller, Mueller, CPA.com.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
I'm Dan Proft.
And I'm Amy Jacobson.
Today, we want to share with you a chance to show your support for our first responders, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics by supporting the 100 Club of Chicago.
Too often, our police officers and first responders are treated like the enemy. They are overworked and underappreciated, and they face incredible scrutiny.
Today, you can be part of the solution, and you can promote your business in the process.
Right now, call 312-363-6680 and purchase a foursome at our upcoming golf outing at the Bolingbrook Golf Club on Thursday, June 14th for just $1,196. A portion of the proceeds will go to the 100 Club of Chicago, and as a business owner or marketing manager, you will receive 25 60-second commercials that will air right here on AM 560 Monday through Sunday between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. Just call 312-363-6680 and ask for the Business Benefactor Program. That's 312-363-6680.
Or go to 560theanswer.com/golf.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
You know, it's not too late to service your furnace or too early for your AC. And the company you know you can depend on is the original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling. They're not one of those massive impersonal companies with inexperienced technicians and subcontractors. Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling sends only their own highly skilled technicians. From service to installation and everything in between, their work quality and customer service is the best. The original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling keeps homes and businesses comfy and warm. Call Carrie at 847-545-1700 or visit ArlingtonHeightsHeatingandCooling.com. Mention AM 560 and receive 20% off your first service call. That's Carrie at 847-545-1700 or online at ArlingtonHeightsHeatingandCooling.com. The original Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling, not the biggest, just the best.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Gentlemen, when it comes to your daily health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. Hi, Dan Proft here. I personally recommend choosing my friends at Low T Center. That's where I got my levels tested. These guys are great. They make it quick and easy. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, cause lack of motivation and drive. It can raise your cholesterol levels, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. If you've been experiencing any of these symptoms, it's time to get your levels checked. At Low T Center, they accept most health insurance and will even verify it for you. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. It's been their specialty for many years. They know men's health, and they're reinventing men's health care. When it comes to your health and daily quality of life, do what I did. Get your numbers checked. You owe it to yourself. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Proft sent you. The number 312-239-3427. Call 312-239-3427 or go to lowtcenter.com for more information. That website again, lowtcenter.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, yesterday was Melania's big day, so that means it's your big day today to do your Melania impersonation. And I honestly do think you should replace Cecily Strong on SNL as the Melania.
For Melania? Well, yesterday she rolled out the Be First campaign, where we focus on the children.
An awareness campaign dedicated to the most valuable and fragile among us, our children.
Just honestly, when she talks, I can't even listen because I'm so mesmerized by her beauty and her poise and her grace. I mean, she is a spectacular first lady. Approval ratings 57% right now, just in case you care. And she's doing this for the children.
You're really smitten.
Did you see what she had on a Ralph Lauren? I'm not too into fashion, but she had on a Ralph Lauren jacket, like a creamy brown color jacket, $6,000. It's on retail with this pencil white skirt. It was
I have the same one, same outfit.
You know what? I thought she borrowed your jacket.
Whether verbally or online, they must choose their words wisely and speak with respect and compassion.
It's quite spectacular. It's about the children. It's a Be Best initiative. And President Trump I think they got the spark back in their relationship because he was very complimentary of her. He kept looking at her, and he went in for the tight kiss yesterday.
He's her party animal.
You're my party animal, yes. Thank you so much for making us part of your morning. Justin Kosick, our technical producer Quinn McCarthy, and Keith Conrad. We're back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Now here is Mike Scott.
Chicago experiences its most violent week since 2018. WIND Chicago News Time is 9 o'clock.